The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
Season series between the Saginaw Spirit and the SOO Greyhounds, bitter West Division rivals. It's already halfway done, and it's even 2-2 as we enter a Saturday night contest here inside the Dow Event Center. Hi, everybody. Up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. My name is Dylan Clark. Brad Walter joined us a little bit closer to puck drop. And between these two hockey clubs, about as close as it gets. Saginaw looking to reignite the flame of what was a 5-1 win up in the SOO on December the 28th. And the Greyhounds looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. They've already had a big win here in the Dow Event Center back on December the 17th when they put up 8 goals on the Spirit. They're looking to right the ship a little bit right now. We take a look at the numbers between these two hockey clubs. As we said, 2-2 in the season series. The Greyhounds have edged Saginaw in the scoring, 17 goals to 16 on the season. And as we mentioned, the SOO Greyhounds, after winning 6 consecutive hockey games, they've lost the last 3, most recently a 3-1 loss on home ice at the hands of the Flint Firebirds on New Year's Eve. They look to get back in the win column, and any of the players that are a little bit more inclined to do it than others, Quinn McKenzie. Nobody's had better success in a SOO Greyhound uniform this season against Saginaw than Quinn McKenzie. Team leader with 6 points through 4 games against the Spirit, and we mentioned that 8-4 win by the SOO Greyhounds in this building on December the 17th. He had 3 points in that contest. A W on NHL Central Scouting's watch list at the beginning of the season, almost a point per game player. We have a feeling that that letter is going to rise as we get closer to the 2026 NHL draft. And across the way, a familiar face, still new in his OHL career, but he makes his way back into the lineup, and he is Saginaw's first-round pick in this year's priority selection, Ryan Hanrahan. First game back in the lineup since October the 26th at the Windsor Spitfires. A goal and 4 assists for 5 points after he returns after missing over 20 games. Ryan Hanrahan back in the lineup for the Saginaw Spirit. And that is a big get, a big addition for Chris Lasry and the Saginaw Spirit as they return home here to the Dow Event Center for the first time in 2026. We'll take a break, but Coach's Corner on the other side of it, Lasry talks about the big ad in Ryan Hanrahan and how to replicate that 5-1 victory up in Sault Ste. Marie. Coach's Corner coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go, Spirit.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Saturday night as the Spirit hosts the SOO Greyhounds again, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lasry. And coach, the one big addition to your lineup here tonight, Ryan Hanrahan makes his return for the first time in a while. How big is it for your group? How big is it for him?
Well, I can't wait to hear his little 15-year-old voice on the bench. But no, good. Excited to have him back. Like, we've missed his speed, his skill, his competitiveness. He's been chomping at the bit. There's no more annoying player to me right now than Hanny asking if he's going to be getting in the lineup. So he's in the lineup today. That ends. But he's worked hard to get back. Honestly, looking forward to having him in. One of my favorite guys on the team, just like never has a bad day. Energy, always joking around. A good kid to have. We're looking forward to having him back.
He starts out with Sebastian Gervais and Nick Seema on the third line to start out the hockey game. What makes it a natural fit with those two older guys?
Well, eventually Hanny's going to move to center here. I just didn't want to throw him into the fire right away. Like, get him 1 or 2, 3 games under his belt, just the pace of the game, a little bit easier on the wing. And then he's going to move into center for us at some point here for the rest of the year. We'll start developing as a center, which is natural position. Obviously, Jeremy's one of our better guys, detail-wise in the middle and the leadership of Nick. But I like our top 6 right now. Hanny jumps into that line, which is kind of like a checking line, adds a ton of skill to it, allows Geldy goes down, centers the fourth for the first time in a while, like the 12 that we have in there. So, looking forward to watching it, looking forward to watching him play, but I think our older guys will help him along. He's still a young kid. Like, Hanny's literally like 5 weeks away from being in this year's draft, minor midget draft. So any help from the older guys as well.
And it's not too dissimilar from the situation that Dima Zilkin, last year's first-round pick, went through in his rookie season. Missed a lot of time with an injury. It's difficult for any player to handle, but how much harder is it for a guy that's, again, just turning 16 here to go through it, and how much of a help was Zilkin for him in that process?
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I mean, like, he's almost like, you look at Michael Misa came in as an exceptional player. Hanny's like 4 weeks away from being an exceptional player too. So I think, being around some of the guys that are young, like Jilky, and that, the good thing is you have an example that you can have success at a young age, like Jilky has, and we're super excited about Hanny and his future here, and I'm looking forward to watching him play.
This SOO series split 2 games apiece right now. Your penalty kill against him so far in the season series just shy of 88%. What's allowed to have such success against this team in particular?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some saves when we needed it. I think we've done a good job being in lanes. Like, Kyle's done a good job kind of mapping out the 2 or 3 things they want to do, and it's just denying what they want to do. But I think we've done a good job standing at the line against this team and forcing them to dump pucks in and getting our clears.
Last time you met him, it was up in the SOO before the game against Windsor. That was one of the cleanest games, one of the more complete 60-minute efforts. How do you replicate that here on home ice tonight?
Well, Dylan, I'd give you a lot of money if you knew the recipe for replicating that. I'd take that in a heartbeat. Like, one of the best games we played. If I could pay money for a win, this would be one I would. I hope our team comes out with the same mentality and plays the same way, and if we do, we'll be fine.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lasry, Saginaw, taking on the SOO Greyhounds on this Saturday night. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Time this season, we take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university right here in the Great Lakes Bay region. The Tampa Bay Lightning prospect and the overager, the only OA on the Soo's roster, Marco Mignosa on the left side, Quinn McKenzie at center, Jeremy Martin, the former Flint Firebird, at right wing, Jakob Winkelhofer and Lucas Fisher on the back end for the SOO Greyhounds. And for the Saginaw Spirit, they start with the second line, Brody Popoy, Carson Harmer, and Jacob Kluche, the Winnipeg Jets 7th rounder in 2025. Josh Glavin and Hayden Bartz on the blue line for Saginaw's 8th-year head coach, Chris Lazary. Your starting lineups brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Saginaw and Sault Ste. Marie. We take one more break. National anthems and puck drop on the other side of it here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life, where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber, Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Kluche scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Sharon Norman with the national anthems here inside the Dow Event Center. Saginaw in the midst of a 5-game in 8-day stretch as they take on the SOO Greyhounds, another West Division opponent. We'll take a look at our starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. For Landon Miller out of Barrie, Ontario, this will be 6 consecutive starts. He has both of the SOO Greyhounds' 2 victories against the Spirit this season. 15 wins on the year, a couple of shutouts to his credit. 4-3 in his career against the Saginaw Spirit in a career that's spanned 4 years now. Back at the other end, Stepan Shurigan back between the pipes after a Wednesday night off up in Windsor. OHL leader, 1,787 minutes. Third in the league, 869 saves. This will be his 32nd appearance in a Saginaw Spirit goal crease so far this season. Stepan Shurigan out of Samara, Russia. Your officials tonight, brought to you by WNEM TV5. Mac Nickel and Nick Isaacson, the referees. Joseph Erickson and Devin Driscoll will be the linesmen. Dylan Clark with you, along with Brad Walsh. And Walshy, it is not hard to get up for a game like this. Saginaw and the Sioux, but for a SOO Greyhounds team, just coming off of a 6-game win streak, they've lost their last 3 now. Saginaw put together a 3-game win streak. They got beaten 6-0 up in Windsor a couple of nights ago. 2 teams that are very much in need of a bounce back right now as we get into the back half of the season.
Exactly. A lot of, 2 teams that both are going to want it, especially tonight. A lot of good hockey on TV right now. Everyone's been watching World Juniors, Olympic rosters coming out. People are, jacked up for some hockey, and so am I.
The Sioux will be without their star defenseman, Chase Reed. They will be without Brady Martin. Martin still competing with Team Canada, 8 points at the World Juniors so far. Chase Reed will be back to the Sioux soon, not in the lineup for this game tonight. And, of course, Saginaw keeping very close tabs on what Michael Meese and Zane Perek are doing. But right now, here in Saginaw, our Delta College opening faceoff, Carson Harmer wins it back against Quinn McKenzie. And the 5th installment of this season series is underway. Lucas Fisher back in the Greyhound end, forechecking Brody Popoy. He's got the puck now, looking for a backdoor chance. That's Hayden Barch rolling down from the right point. Carson Harmer back up to Barch, top of the zone, a shot into some bodies. Kluche's going to knock this down and chase it to the corner against Quinn McKenzie. Wrapped back underneath, off the toe of Brody Popoy's stick. Lucas Fisher takes him into the boards. 2 white sweaters there for the Sioux Greyhounds. Marco Mignosa, the only overage player on the roster here for the Sioux Greyhounds as it currently stands. Back out into the Spirit end, and now right back onto the stick of Brody Popoy. 40 seconds gone, so these two teams will get some fresh bodies out there. Reeled in by Lucas Fisher. Moved back out of the defensive end, looking for Carson Andrew. That pass does not connect. Icing's been waved off here. Saginaw's rookie defenseman Levi Harper taps this to the corner boards. Comes down off the glass. Nikita Klepov tries to air this one up to the near side. Levi Harper goes off the boards, back to Barabanov at center. Zhilkin will spring Nikita Klepov into the offensive zone. Saginaw's top NHL draft prospect, an A ranking from NHL Central Scouting in the preliminary report. This one taken out by the Sioux Greyhounds. Picked up by Evans off the near side wall. Tapped in by Sharon. Levi Harper wanted to find Igor Barabanov. Klepov gets into Sharon. This is back for Callum Croskery. Up looking for Noah Louse. That's knocked down in front of the Spirit bench. And Christopher Brown runs smack into Saginaw defenseman James Go. And the puck back out at center ice again. 1.5 minutes gone here in this first period. No score, no shots yet. A couple of line changes have already cycled on through. The Greyhounds fire this back in. Kaczynski off the near side boards. This goes back in behind the Spirit goal. There's Graydon Jones, closed off by Colin Fitzgerald. Noah Louse wants the centering pass, and it goes right past the stick of Hanrahan. 88 in blue, back in the lineup for the first time since October the 26th. Puck on the far boards. Greyhounds trying to go to work in the offensive zone. Near side pass. Pangretich shot right into the glove of Stepan Shurigan. First save of the hockey game for either one of these two goaltenders. Brings up a face-off back in the Spirit end. 17:55 here in this opening period. Nobody can get any clean passes too well into either offensive zone. And it's always good to get the first one in. Again, Spirit netminder Stepan Shurigan from outside the dots. Not a terribly dangerous chance, but a glove save. Saginaw wins the defensive zone face-off, courtesy of the overager Sebastian Gervais. Two of the more experienced players, Gervais and Sema, out with the rookie Hanrahan here for Chris Lazary. But this is Martin back in. Jeremy Martin tries to one-hand it to the net, bouncing around in the air. Shurigan almost had to swat it with the blocker. Goes back in behind the Saginaw net. This is Quinn McKenzie again. Rolling high in the offensive zone for Callum Croskery. Back off the boards. McKenzie again. Steps into the middle. His shot gets blocked by Gervais, and it'll bounce into the near side corner. There's McKenzie right on it again. Up to Croskery. Handles it on his backhand. Hayden Barch had his stick tied up there with McKenzie. He's just content to get this puck out to center. Callum Croskery restarts. It's deflected by Gervais, and he settles it down with help from Hayden Barch. Josh Glavin starts out of the Saginaw zone. Up for Uri Rauja. Liam Storch is in hot pursuit. Gets a stick on Callum Croskery. Greyhounds turn this one up the near side boards. Christopher Brown gets it out to center. Fourth line on here for the Spirit. Rauja, Liam Storch, and Jensen Geldart. As this is back into the care of Lucas Fisher in his 200th game in the Ontario Hockey League. This is put back in behind the Spirit net. All but a handful came with the Sarnia Sting. This is Gillen now up the right side for the Sioux into the offensive zone. Graydon Jones gets the hands up high there. As this is cleared out off the near side glass by Jensen Geldart. Line change for Saginaw again. 3.5 gone here. This one ramped back in by the Sioux, and Shurigan is out to play it. For Brody Popoy. Tobias Valensky in on the forecheck, knocks Popoy off the puck. This is Blake Barnes. The stretch pass, Popoy heard the footsteps of Colin Fitzgerald. Tries to skate away as Valensky puts him into the ledge right in front of the Spirit bench. And out of the scrum, it'll be carded by Jacob Kluche, knocked away from him. And so stepping up on this puck, Graydon Jones. Over to his defensive partner, Blake Barnes, and out the other side. Icing brought up here against the Spirit, as it could not be deflected in by Jacob Kluche. Just about 4 minutes gone here in this first period. Walty, it's been dead even in this season series. The Sioux outscoring Saginaw 17-16. We've had some lopsided games on both sides. Maybe a little bit of caution coming out of the gates here in the first period tonight.
It seems like it. Yeah, the Sioux's trying to get to the net, but Saginaw's playing very well defensively so far and weathering the early storm.
In that 6-game win streak that the Greyhounds just had snapped not so long ago. It was their longest of the season. They outscored their opponents 39-18. Greyhounds right now sit 5th in the OHL's Western Conference, 21 wins on the year. Blake Barnes out to center. Cross corner dump in. Chris Lasry goes with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. For the first time in 6 games, he had been going with 11 and 7. Here's Carson Harmer into the left wing circle. Looking for a man in front. Right off the toe of Kluche's stick. Following on is Papoy. Bouncer into the circle. This is taken over calmly by Brody McConnell Barker. Older brother Bryce, a captain of these SOO Greyhounds a number of years ago. New York Ranger prospect Bryce McConnell Barker. This is poked at now by Levi Harper. Out to center ice where it leaps over the stick of Brody Papoy. Quick paddle tap from the goaltender Gibson. That sees the Sioux up the near side. Not onto the stick of McKenzie. Harper shuts that down, and Callum Croskery into the offensive zone. Just 12 games here into his OHL tenure. Nice move right to the front. Broken up, but capitalized on by McKenzie. Zilkin cut off the initial cross-ice pass, and McKenzie puts home the loose change. 15:01 to go in the first, and it's 1-0 Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, good entry by the Sioux, and they just got position, and McKenzie got a gift after a great defensive play. Just sitting right in front, and nothing Shergan could do at that point.
Well, and Zilkin laying out, doing what he can to cut off that cross-ice pass, but you said it, laying right on a tee there for Quinn McKenzie, our play to watch for the Sioux coming into this game. Now a team leading 7 points against the Spirit here in his 5th game. He had 3 points last time he was in this building, a goal and 2 assists. Sebastian Gervais up through center as the Spirit look to get back into this one. Christopher Brown takes it away. He was a question mark going into this game for the Sioux after an upper body injury against the Flint Firebirds. This is Brown down the right side now. Cuts to the middle, takes his shot. That one fought off by a combination of Hayden Barch and the goaltender Shurigan. Puck rolls to the far side boards. Lucas Fisher waves it back in behind the net. Up at the point, backhanded in. This is by Jakob Winkelhofer. Jensen Geldart in pursuit of Sharon. Back behind the Spirit net. Taken down, play continues. Winkelhofer, high slot. Brown's got room. That one blocked by Jensen Geldart. Lucas Fisher, chopped at by the overager Nick Sema. Jensen Geldart gets a rough ride. Barch, some retaliation there for Jordan Sharon. The puck back and behind the Spirit net. They're a little handcuffed right now as Brown continues to go to work. It's all over Jensen Geldart. Puck picked up now by Barch. The outlet pass. Gervais just gets it out of danger. Right back in, they deflect it. Blake Aerosmith put off the glass by Saginaw's Glavin. No icing. Puck deflected on the clearing attempt by Saginaw's Brody Papoy, and Aerosmith back on it, up through center. Down the left side, Brody McConnell Barker, the defenseman, fires it back in behind Shurigan. Colin Fitzgerald is on Saginaw's Jones. Backhander up the wall is shut down. 3 blue sweaters in the area. Saginaw getting to wear the dark uniforms here as we flip the calendar to 2026. This does not go down for icing. Typically, it's been the whites on home ice to this point in the year. 50-50 puck in the corner. Luce can't outmuscle his man there, so Papoy chases it down against Aerosmith. Pangretich out off the boards, through the skates of Papoy. Glass and out go the Sioux. Up over the head of Graydon Jones. And this will go down for an icing. 7 minutes gone here in this first period. 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Quinn McKenzie's got the Sioux up. We'll take a break. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Hi, this is Liam Storch, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Dow Event Center. 13:02 left in this first period. Quinn McKenzie from Callum Croskery and Marco Mignosa have the visitors up to an early 1-0 lead. Marco Mignosa up to 28 points now in 28 career games against the Saginaw Spirit. As they look to go back to work in the offensive zone, Saginaw still looking for his first shot on goal in this hockey game. So past the first media timeout, this is James Go Settling the puck down at center. A little trouble for Levi Harper. He knocks it back into the offensive zone off the boards. Landon Miller, Sioux goaltender on this one. A little miscommunication on the outlet pass as it was intended for McKenzie. Jilkin down the wing. Barabanov poked away by Pangrenich. Brody McConnell-Barker in the corner. Rimmed around looking for Jeremy Martin. James Go is there instead for Saginaw. He gets help from Nikita Klepov. McConnell-Barker turned around by Barabanov. Klepov is there. Got it out of the corner. Greyhounds back up to Marco Mignosa. Alternate captain chips it back around Saginaw's Levi Harper. Gets into the corner first. Harper uses the shoulder to hold off Mignosa. This is McKenzie. Little spin around in front. Friendly fire off Barabanov. Shurigan made the save. Jeremy Martin up high for Callum Croskery. Quinn McKenzie fired to the front of the net. Easily blocked aside by Stepan Shurigan. Evans for Croskery. Poke check by Barabanov. Shot ends up in the corner. Knocked out of danger by Go. This is Mignosa. Greyhounds set up shop again in the offensive zone. Taken down by Zhilkin. Barabanov on the wall. Taken there by Martin. Saginaw puts it off the boards courtesy of Harper. And the Greyhounds take over on the regroup at center. We approach the halfway point of this first period. Bouncing puck is one-handed ahead by Zhilkin. Saginaw's top line goes for a partial change. This goes back in off of Mignosa. No icing. Josh Glavin sends it back around for Levi Harper. Looking for an outlet pass. Finds one. Cross ice. Redirected up and out of danger by Jordan Sharon. Into the Sioux bench. Over the Sioux bench. 11:25 to go here in this first period. It'll be a face-off in the neutral zone. Here's the Spirit look to regain their footing here in this hockey game. Again, perhaps their most complete effort in that victory up in Sault Ste. Marie just 2 games ago. A little bit sluggish here in this Saturday night start. And you heard Chris Lasry talk during Coach's Corner about shifting Ryan Hanrahan to center, his natural position as time goes on. Well, he's going to take this face-off between Uri Rauja and Liam Storch. And he's won it. As Barch has to lay a shoulder into Carson Andrew. This puck back in the Spirit end again. Christopher Brown taken to task by Saginaw's Josh Glavin. Hanrahan is there. Carson Andrew knocked after by Hayden Barch. Caught in the crossfire, the official Nick Isaacson. Back off the corner boards again. This is Brown. Greyhounds have spent the majority of this first period in the offensive zone. That's disrupted, though, by Liam Storch. And he'll pursue Winkelhofer back out the center. Good work by Storch, just unable to come away with the puck as Rauja. Now it's his turn to forecheck against Lucas Fisher. Skipping back at center. Broken play. 3-on-1. Brown down the wing. Centering pass is cut off. Great defensive play by Josh Glavin. A tense moment back there in the Spirit end. An extra shot for Brown just gets him back out to center. Pangrenich will wait for his teammates to touch up. This is right back onto the stick of Josh Glavin. Does not have the outlet pass. Goes to his defensive partner, Barge, and then back up for Ryan Hanrahan. Gains center red. Flips it back in. Goes for a line change. Missed 22 games with a wrist injury. As this goes back in for an icing in behind Stepan Shurigan. It was a combination of a wrist injury and time at the U17 World Hockey Challenge for Ryan Hanrahan. 4 games, still got a silver medal with Team Canada White. But again, good to see Hanrahan back in the lineup. Chris Lasry mentioned he was close to being an exceptional status player. He's a November birth year. 15 years, 228 days at the time of his OHL debut. That's just 86 days younger than Michael Misa was when he made his OHL debut back in October of 2022. Dima Zhilkin in the offensive zone for the Spirit. Barabanov lets a shot go. Broken play off escape. Harper back up for Dima Zhilkin. Saginaw halfway through this first period, still looking for its first shot on goal. Klepov taken into the wall there and returned by Noah Laus. This is into the offensive zone. It would have been a chance for Jordan Sharon. Fitzgerald got in ahead of it. They got to wait on the touch-up. So this is Barabanov. Leaves it off the wall there for Zhilkin at center. Klepov following on into the corner. Nikita Klepov back and behind the Sioux goal. Right in front, Barabanov. And the first chance of the game for Saginaw. A dangerous one and a high left shoulder save from the goaltender Landon Miller. 9.5 to go in the first.
Yeah, Barabanov right there in striking position. Just didn't get everything on it. But good for Saginaw. I mean, you'd like to have a couple more shots at this point in the game, but, you know, all it takes is one.
Igor Barabanov, team leader with 44 points coming into this game. Team leader against the Sioux Greyhounds as well. 9 points in the season series so far. If there's anybody to get things going for Saginaw here on this Saturday night, it's probably Barabanov. Greyhounds get this puck off the glass and out to center. Bartz, the quick pass. Geldart wanted to tap it back to Nick Sema. Bartz takes over. Broken play. Does make its way onto the stick of Jensen Geldart. Thought better of the drop-off. Goes back and behind the net and shrugs off the stick of Keegan Gillen. Geldart, far side, down to the goal line. Gervais looking for the option in front. Stumbles. Can't get the pass off. Christopher Brown, or Spencer Evans rather, takes over. So Marco Mignosa on it up through center. Here's McKenzie speeding down the wing. Cuts back against Saginaw's Jones. Back to the top of the zone. Another reverse. McKenzie down low. Cut off nicely by Jensen Geldart. Jeremy Martin can't hold that puck away from Barnes. Geldart's in a bit of a jam. Calmly gets it away from Marco Mignosa. Then for Blake Barnes. Gets around Jeremy Martin. Pass to the near side. Gervais over the line. Centers there looking for Barnes. Stick lift. And so it's McKenzie again for the Sioux. Lucas Fisher. Now for Martin. Looking back in front, McKenzie. A glancing blow as Sema got a piece of Martin. Greyhounds near side. This is Fisher. Back at the point. Left side. Winkelhofer. A shot into traffic. Blocker to side by Shurigan. They wrap it up the near side wall. Lucas Fisher takes care of it. Stepping to the middle. Return pass. Brown, the off-speed shot. That goes out the blocker's side on Shurigan. Kaczynski throws it into traffic. That's another save by the Spirit netminder. Sebastian Gervais into the corner there against Fisher. Nick Sema trying to direct traffic on a puck that's not moving very far. Carson Harmer for Blake Barnes. Cuts back away from Brown. Realizes that he's got a little bit of time here. Harmer out-shouldered there by Kaczynski. Gets a hip check, and that's Jakob Winkelhofer's puck back in the Greyhound end. Blake Aerosmith off the boards. Looking for Kaczynski. Taken away, Josh Glavin. Off the wall, it hops right over the stick of Carson Harmer. No icing against the Spirit, though. 7.5 left in this first period as Harper lost it towards the middle. Brody Papoy races back to help out and cover. Greyhounds throwing a couple of forecheckers back in Saginaw's end, not making life easy for him. Brody Papoy able to knife his way into the offensive zone and gun this around for Jacob Kluchek. Up to the right point, James Go. Return pass, knocked down by Harmer, picked up by Harper. Callum Croskery on the intercept here for the Sioux. Kept alive by James Go, pushed right back down. Saginaw caught in the middle. They don't know if they want to get a line change or not. Carson Harmer will slide off. Levi Harper moves his puck for Kluche, then Barabanov. The offensive end again, Brody Papoy. Fakes the pass to the middle, ran out of room. He's got Tobias Valensky right in front of him, 6'4", 218. Can't get around that frame. So this is Barabanov, locking up with Callum Croskery. Saginaw's James Go. Turning around away from McKenzie. We'll put it right onto the stick there, Jeremy Martin. Mignosa back down the right side with Martin. Breaking towards the net. Backdoor tap in. Denied by Stepan Shurigan. Mignosa pulls it into the circle. Up high now. Kept it alive. Floats a shot that ends up wide. McKenzie out of the corner again. Back up top. Winkelhofer. Center point. Pushed it back down low. Off the skates of McKenzie. And covered by the Spirit goaltender Shurigan. 6:10 to go. This first period is going by in a hurry. Shots 9-1 in favor of the visitors. Defensive zone faceoff will come up to the right of Shurigan. He's had to be at his acrobatic best. That is left to right. Step on Shurigan. That puck goes in, Walshy. Quinn McKenzie to Jeremy Martin in front. It'd be 2-0, and that would make this Sioux push in the first period feel that much more insurmountable.
Yeah, it's a pretty flat start like you mentioned. I mean, a lot of people in this building. Great crowd for the night. Just quiet right now, and Saginaw's got to do something.
Chance off the draw here for the Sioux. Can't get out of the box in front of the net. Now this is Christopher Brown up high. Glavin battling for space in front of the Spirit net. Locked up with Sharon. Meanwhile, the puck gloved down in the corner by Nick Sema. Takes a big-time check there. Sema rolled by Sharon. And Saginaw can't get the puck out. Now it's skated north by Bart. Sema's got it. Locks up with a big hit of his own for Sharon and a little bit back. As this one bounces into the glove of Shurigan. Tit for tat here. Sema and Sharon. And Josh Glavin, a little bit of a mix-up here with Andrew. They're going to go. Carson Andrew and Josh Glavin, who's gotten a couple of rights over the top here. Now it's uppercuts. Some more as the helmet is lowered. Josh Glavin going to town here on the near side. And the Spirit have woken up here in the second half of the first period.
It definitely needed that. I mean, the game needed it. Obviously, you finally got the crowd into it. Good on 5 to step up, drop the mitts, and, SEMA not backing down from that first hit.
This is that first hit. Sharon, big-time collision on Nick SEMA in the corner. Then the follow-up just a couple of seconds later. SEMA locking up with Sharon. Fast forward another 7 seconds. And then Josh Glavin hits the eject button with Carson Andrew on the near side. 1-0. Greyhounds have the lead. A little bit more energy in this building. We'll take a break. 5:42 left in the first period. Some penalties to hand out. Back on the other side of it here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together. Let's drive.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center, where the temperature increases here with 5:42 left in this first period. Josh Glavin of Saginaw, Carson Andrew of the Sioux. 5 minutes each for fighting prior to that break. Dylan Clark alongside Brad Walsh. And Mr. Walsh, 237 penalty minutes in your time in this Ontario Hockey League. You know better than many that a fight can get things going in a slow first period.
Yeah, it definitely needed it, and it was the right time for it. And here we go, a little bit louder in here.
Off the defensive zone face-off. Question for Saginaw, what can they do with it? The question for the Sioux is, can they get back to work? 9 shots to 1 here in this first period, up 1-0. Mignosa throws a check. Brody McConnell-Barker at 5-on-5 here. Mignosa rolling, takes a shot, pad save. Shurigan, traffic in front, and the rebound is handled by Saginaw's James Go. Carson Harmer's without a stick behind the play. So Hayden Bartz hops up on the rush and lays a puck into space for Jacob Kluche. Gotten back to Bartz, sent back underneath the Greyhound net. This is James Go, the defenseman leading this offensive push for Saginaw. Go puts it in front, looking for Harmer. New stick from the bench, and that chance turned out by the goaltender Miller. Brody Popoy races for contact against Pengredich. Up the near boards, McKenzie gets it there for Mignosa. Bart's got to step up, gets a piece of that puck. It hops over his stick, takes down Pengredich. Penalty coming. Miller heads to the bench for the extra attacker. Brody McConnell-Barker sets up back and behind his net. The Greyhounds will have a lot of runway to roll with here on this delayed penalty. Fitzgerald kicks it into the skates there. Kaczynski tied up by Zhilkin, and Igor Barabanov will touch up on this puck. It'll be a cut and dry tripping call to Hayden Bartz of Saginaw. 4:33 to go in the first period, and they will go to their first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game.
Yeah, he just tried to tie up the stick there, and the second swipe took him down. No question about that. That's a penalty.
Puck hops over Bartz' stick right at the last second there. If he gets first contact with it, might be a different story. Greyhounds on the power play this year, 18.5%. 17th in the OHL, and Saginaw's PK right now in last place. Just shy of 75%. But if there's one team that they've done well against on the PK, it is the SOO Greyhounds. Through 4 games in this season series, Saginaw's PK, 87.5% against the SOO. This is 1 of 1 here tonight, and a loose puck in front goes right under the catching glove of Stepan Shurigan. That'll take just 4 seconds off the tripping penalty to Hayden Bartz. And for the Spirit, Josh Glavin. I mean, that's your top defensive pair right there. Glavin and Bartz in the penalty box. You'd imagine they'd be out here to start this PK. Shot right off the draw, whistles into the glass. Past the ear of Stepan Shurigan. Fitzgerald let that go. This is Lucas Fisher. Cross-ice pass, hoffs up some bodies. And this off the wall, Sebastian Gervais does not waste any time. He clears the zone. Greyhounds regrouping. Fitzgerald. 7 power play goals on the year between the Sioux and the Peterborough Petes. Fires it back in behind the net of Shurigan. Blake Barnes takes some contact. Nick Sema throws another body there. This time it's against Christopher Brown. Saginaw clears again. 40 seconds gone on their first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. Winkelhofer shut down by the stick of James Go, patrolling the Spirit blue line. That's onto the stick of the goaltender, Landon Miller again. Been a quiet first period for him so far. Only had to make 2 stops. Lucas Fisher. Back for Callum Croskery. Marco Mignosa. Cross ice, settled down by Christopher Brown. Down to the goal line. This is McKenzie. Brown again. Goal line. McKenzie, or Mignosa rather, in front. That one spun off his stick. And fired down the ice by Carson Harmer. Callum Croskery. While the rest of his SOO teammates get a line change, Carson Harmer comes off for Saginaw as well. Gervais, Sema, Levi Harper, and James Go out here on the PK for Chris Lazary. Noah Louse up the left side. Pursued into the corner there with Levi Harper. McKenzie waiting. Poked around to the near side. Here's Sema again, and Sharon's after him. This is Croskery up high. Back to Jordan Sharon. It rolls off his stick. McKenzie from below the goal line. Up high. Jeremy Martin finds Croskery. Spun back down low again. Sharon out of the corner. Right back in front. Broken play. Sharp angle try, and that fought off by Shurigan on the try from McKenzie. Now Sharon into the circle. Fan of the chance. This is McKenzie as the Spirit kill off the penalty. Here comes Gervais on a counterattack. He finds Klepov down the right side. Klepov fakes the drop-off. Near side Sema. Rolling puck. Can't get a shot away. It's into the skates of McKenzie here. Greyhounds up the near side looking for Sharon. And a rolling puck with not a lot of steam on it. Does come down as an icing. 2:13 left in this first period. So they survive that first penalty kill. And out of it, they get Klepov fresh from the bench. Pretty good opportunity coming back the other way. And an offensive zone face-off out of it.
Yeah, once Saginaw starts sniffing the offensive end a little bit, they, obviously they want to get going down here and going to try to make something happen the last 2 minutes.
Defensive zone face-off, corralled by the Sioux. Jeremy Martin clipped by Blake Barnes at the far side wall. Loose puck at center. Zilkin finding Barabanov. Drop pass. Here's Klepov with some room into the circle. Takes his shot. That one fought off by Miller. Up into the netting. And the chances starting to materialize here for the Spirit. Nikita Klepov, second on the team in scoring with 43 points. Their leader with 20 goals on the season. He's the first 20-goal man in Saginaw this year. And he with Igor Barabanov, Brody Popoy, Stepan Shurigan. They'll head to the Connor McDavid OHL Top Prospects game coming up in Peterborough on January the 14th. Bouncing puck off the face-off in the Sioux end. James Go started to backtrack, but he kept the puck alive. Greyhounds will get this back out to center ice. Levi Harper for Dima Zilkin. Then back it's James Go up the far side. Klepov tries to step in, shut down by Pengredich. 2 Greyhounds on that loose puck. This is Noah Louse. Poked at by Igor Barabanov. Following on Fitzgerald. Now Kaczynski wraps it back in behind the Spirit goaltender up the far side. James Go tries to get body position there on Pengredich. 90 seconds left in this first period. Puck back in the defensive zone. James Go out to center. Klepov trying to strip his man of the puck. Zilkin follows. Into the offensive end. The drop pass. Klepov to Harper. Left behind. Barabanov now. No option in front. As Zilkin gets hauled down, Fitzgerald ties up Barabanov, and Kaczynski's on this puck. Up for Louse, lumbering into the offensive zone. Turned back in behind Graydon Jones. Levi Harper there to help out his defensive partner. Up the wall. Kluche. Poked at. Can't get around Winkelhofer. Bumps with Lucas Fisher back in behind the Sioux net. Into the skates of Kluche. There for Popoy. Sharp angle try. That one fought off by Landon Miller up into the netting. Maybe off the mask from just a couple of feet away.
Yeah, that was close. I think it could have even got some crossbar in there.
Take a look at the chance. Couple of opportunities in and around the net area for Saginaw. Brody Popoy just 2 games removed from a goal and an assist performance on December the 30th against the Sting. There you see that chance here with 48.6 to go in the opening period. Second line stays on. Carson Harmer not long for this face-off. So Kluche comes in to take it. Popoy flips around to the left wing. Off the tie-up. Popoy trying to walk to the middle. Quinn McKenzie has it here for the Sioux Greyhounds. Bouncing puck up in neutral ice. Braden Jones. Pass that hit Brody Papoy in the shoulder. And it's handled by Lucas Fisher. Ramped back in by Jeremy Martin, and it bounces back in behind the net of Shurigan. Braden Jones. Pass can't be handled by Papoy. And so it's icing. 19.2 to go in the first. Saginaw some trouble putting the passes together out of the defensive zone. That one that was shoulder height against, or coming up on Brody Papoy, and that second pass just a little bit behind him in the neutral zone.
Good sticks to the boards for both the fighters there. Carson Andrew and Josh Glavin.
As they make their way back to the bench, that was the surge from the bench, as you heard. Greyhounds win, perhaps the last draw here the first period. They pump it back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Minyosa. Reverse hit there against Blake Barnes. A bouncing puck out towards center. Papoy can't settle it down. The turning puck thrown back onto the stick of Christopher Brown at center ice, and that'll do it for the first period. So the chances, more as the period went on for the Saginaw Spirit, not nearly as many as they would like. The Greyhounds outshot them 12-4 in that opening frame. Quinn McKenzie from Callum Croskery and Marco Minyosa. That's the only goal in this hockey game right now. It sends us into this first intermission with a 1-0 SOO Greyhounds lead. It is the night of Saginaw's Food Drive presented by Corteva. So on the other side of this break, we'll be joined by Donise Hannigan of Corteva to talk about the Food Drive. First intermission coming up after this here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at garberchesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. My Michigan Health also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Looking to stay in touch with your community? Check out Great Lakes Bay Connections, a collection of shows and podcasts bringing you local voices, telling local stories from local people. Great Lakes Bay Connections features Hey, Great Lakes Bay, Generating Gratitude, That's What She Said, United Shades of Gray, Mi Gente on Air, and more. Listen weekends on WSGW, anytime on your favorite podcasting app or at WSGW.com. Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
So pleased to be joined yet again by Donise Hannigan of Corteva down at ice level. Donise, how many years has it been? It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, Dylan. Thank you. We are in our 4th year partnering with the Spirit. Thank you so much for everything this organization does. Yeah, it's 4 years. Hard to believe.
How did it come together? How was this an opportunity that Corteva said, look, this is something that we can kind of come together and really make an impact for people that need food here in this community?
Well, we, having our partnership with the Spirit is how it kicked off. Initially, having that partnership was amazing. But we started looking at, food security in our communities is one of our pillars, and at Corteva. And I know that for the Spirit, also very community driven. So it was like, hey, let's incorporate a food drive into this family appreciation night. And what better way to raise awareness, okay, not only across internally between Corteva and the Spirit, but give the opportunity to the community to participate in that as well. I think most people want to help. They just don't know how. So providing them an opportunity like this, it's an honor to be able to do that. People get excited when they're helping.
And I know the canned goods, the non-perishables have been pouring into the Dow Event Center up until puck drop and even a little bit after. Do you have a number? What's been the collection here tonight?
Yeah, it is amazing already. We've counted 9,200 pounds of food that we have collected, and that is just phenomenal. It's amazing. That will go feed so many people and help those in need. So we are overjoyed with the results.
And this is just the first half of the operation tonight, collecting everything, those 9,000 pounds here tonight. The distribution is the biggest part, and that's what's coming up later on in the week.
Yeah, we're going to actually, Monday, we're going to sort some of our volunteers. We're going to sort what we collected tonight. That collection will go out to the organizations that we've partnered with tonight that you've seen on the ice here. Eastside Soup Kitchen, Food Bank of Eastern Michigan, Hidden Harvest, Midland County Food Assistance Network, Midland's Open Door, and Phoenix Community Farms. That will be distributed across those organizations. And then coming up on Wednesday, the 7th, is our first annual. This will be our first time that we've partnered with the Spirit to have the Spirit and Corteva food distribution, which is amazing. The Spirit was generous enough to provide the food truck, purchasing the food truck through Food Bank of Eastern Michigan. We're going to have probably between 20 and 30 volunteers on Wednesday come and package up that truckload. It could be anywhere from 16,000 to 19,000 pounds of food we're going to package up, and then we're going to distribute it, and we're going to load it into folks' cars. It'll be drive-through only, so we're going to do that here at the Dow Event Center. Package and load those folks. We're looking to feed 300 families through this event on Wednesday. So super excited about that opportunity.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Denise, thank you so much. We'll put out more information about that on all of our social channels as we get closer to the food distribution. Denise, thanks as always. Great talking with you.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Take care.
An important night, a special night here inside the Dow Event Center. Always have to be a part of the food drive here. We'll take a break. That was Denise Hannigan. It's a 1-0 game here. The SOO Greyhounds have the lead. We'll take a break. We'll bring Brad Walsh back into things. First intermission recap coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
So we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Soak up the stillness of winter on glistening trails, or glide along an outdoor ice rink. Take charming carriage rides through snowy streets. Embrace the magic of the season and warm up with comfort food and handcrafted beverages. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
Play here in this game. Didn't waste too much time. Callum Croskery right in front of broken play as Dimas Jokin slides back. Quinn McKenzie, his team leading 7th point against the Saginaw Spirit now in 5 games. That will get the scoring started early on in this game, just about 5 minutes into the contest. Stepan Shurigan was the busier of the 2 goaltenders in that first frame, to say the least. It was an offensive onslaught back in the Spirit end for a while. 12 shots to 4, and the physicality would become more of a factor as that first period went on. There you saw the hit. Sharon on Sema. Favor returned a bit at open ice. And then after that, Josh Glavin and Carson Andrew come together. The scrap, that would send things into the media timeout there, and a little bit of having enough on the Spirit side of things. Glavin and Andrew drop the gloves. Saginaw, we get a couple of scoring chances after that, but the score is unchanged as we find ourselves in this first intermission. Stats brought to you by Raymond. There you see the 12-4 shot advantage in favor of the Sioux. Unsuccessful on the power play. McKenzie from Croskery and Mignot, so we bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Brad Walsh, and Walshy, it's a little bit of a tough question as to where to start. Visitors came out hot in that first period. They peppered Shurigan early, and a broken play leads to the 1-0 goal. And that was just kind of the tone set in that first period.
Yeah, it was a good start for the Sioux. Obviously not so good for Saginaw, but, as the game went on, obviously we got 4 shots on the board, and, that fight definitely helped. I mean, it changed the whole tide and feeling in this building. So should be a completely different hockey game the next 2.
A bit of a crossroads opportunity, and again, early on in the game, but that power play opportunity that the Greyhounds have. They go up 2-0 on a man advantage on the road, and that can quiet things a little bit more. We talked about Saginaw, really strong on the PK against the Sioux coming into this game. They find a way to get the job done, and not a ton of chances for the Sioux on that man advantage.
Yeah, especially with those 2 defensemen in the box. I mean, Glavin and Barch, are expected to be out there to kill those penalties, and the other guys have stepped up, and they got that done.
And Chase Reed, Brady Martin unavailable for the Sioux, 2 of their top power play weapons at World Juniors. Reed on his way back after Team USA's elimination. And, of course, Brady Martin probably going to be busy for at least the next little while here as the World Juniors continues. On the Saginaw side of things, outshot 12-4 in that first period. Down 1-0, though. Things could have been a lot different. They're still very much in this hockey game.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of positives. Hanrahan getting back and getting some of his first couple minutes. I think going that long as a guy who's not expected to be out of the lineup, when you're hurt and you're forced to watch all these games, one of the biggest things is you learn about your teammates. You're usually on the ice with them playing, and from up at this level, you kind of pick up on nuances and how your teammates play, from looking down on it. So I think he's itching to be back, as Coach said, and I think some time off is good for any player that's usually going to be in that lineup.
Saginaw needs a bit of a boost coming out here in the second period. We'll see if Ryan Hanrahan can be the one to provide it. 1-0 as we go into our break here to continue the intermission report. Out-of-town scoreboard, a Saturday night in the Ontario Hockey League. We'll check up on everybody else. Coming up after this, here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Carroll, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
My Michigan Health is your go-to place for comprehensive brain, stroke, and spine care right here in your community. Our expert neuroscience team provides care close to home with multiple certified stroke centers throughout the region, including the only comprehensive stroke center in Saginaw. With 24/7 medical expertise, the latest diagnostic tools, and advanced treatments, we're ready when you need us most. Learn more at mymichigan.org/neuro.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
This is Josh Glavin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Wild Wings 1-0. The Windsor Spitfires visiting the Erie Otters. Caden Harvey has the lone goal as they are into the first intermission. No score between the Brampton Steelheads. Saginaw's opponent tomorrow in this building at 5:30. They're down I-75 going toe-to-toe with the Flint Firebirds. They've got a 10-6 shot advantage going into the second period right now. Peterborough up 1-0 on Owen Sound. Yanis Lutz has the lone goal in that game. And the only game right now that's got more than one goal, Niagara and Barrie, a 1-1 tie. Sean Doherty for the Ice Dogs. Jaden Newton, his third of the season for the Barrie Colts. And, of course, the World Junior Championships continue. Not tonight, though. Tomorrow we'll have quite a bit of eyeballs on that, of course, as the weekend rolls along. Your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. 1-0. The SOO Greyhounds have the lead here in Saginaw tonight. 12 shots to 4 was their advantage in the first period. What can Saginaw come up with in the second? We'll find out on the other side of this break.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
As a business, a roof over your head is just as important as the products you create. At Versatile Flat Roofing, our membrane roofs have provided safety and security to businesses in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 10 years. Our quality of production in low-sloped flat roofing systems made Versatile Flat Roofing the 2024 Michigan Elite Contractor of the Year. With more than 1,500 roofs installed and 75% of clients coming from repeats and referrals, customer satisfaction is at the heart of the job. For more information on keeping the roof over your head safe and secure, visit VersatileFlatRoofing.com today. That's VersatileFlatRoofing.com.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
The Ramsey Show.
My wife and I recently got on the budget. We have $370,000 of debt, all student loans. So I'm a doctor. I am in residency. I have 2 more years left.
The thing you have to avoid then is getting what we call doc-itis. You go buy a new BMW to prove that you're a new MD instead of paying off your freaking student loans.
No, I've heard of that disease and I studied it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 9 on WSGW. This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW. Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Of period number 2. Halfway through this season series, 2 victories apiece for these hockey teams. No carryover penalties or power plays. Josh Glavin and Carson Andrew mixed things up at the tail end of the first period. That got Saginaw a little bit of momentum. They need more here in period number 2 as McKenzie wins the opening faceoff back against Carson Harmer. The Greyhounds swipe it back in behind the net of Stepan Shurgin. 11 saves in the first period. Rimmed back around. Josh Glavin back up the far wall. Popoy gets some room, and that little slip there is picked up by Jacob Cloutier. Driving wide into the offensive zone. Throws a pass up high. It's between the legs of Carson Harmer. Back out to center. Levi Harper angles this back in behind the net of Landon Miller. Harper 30 points in 36 games from the blue line here in his rookie season. Here's McKenzie trying to speed his way into the zone. The drop pass, delayed penalty, and a great save as Shurigan stretches out with the left leg. Well, Saginaw's going to be shorthanded here in just a moment, but very nearly down 2-0 as well, and it's McKenzie again. Shurigan just able to get out. That's not a pad save. That's a toe save. And it's a toe cover, too, as he's able to pin that puck down against the ice with that left boot. But Carson Harmer's been called to the box for a penalty here. 19:24 left in this second period. And so Saginaw to another Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here. He comes over the top there just at the tail end of that clip. Second PK here in this game for the Spirit. Usual suspects for the Sioux: Brown, Sharon, Winkelhofer, Fitzgerald, and Fisher to start. And Fitzgerald's going to take the draw. I believe it'll be a slashing call on Carson Harmer as Shurigan will dust off of that puck. Wrapped back around by Dimas Yilkin as he's out here on this penalty kill. Christopher Brown there for Lucas Fisher. Stripped by Sebastian Gervais. And it is a slash from Carson Harmer as this puck tossed back into the Sioux end by Hayden Bartz. Landon Miller there and swooping in. Make things a little interesting is Sebastian Gervais. Fisher back for Fitzgerald. Now it's Brown. Laid back in off of Zhilkin. March back in behind the net. Zhilkin rips it back off the glass and all the way down. In behind the net of Landon Miller. Winkelhofer to pick things up again. Already 45 seconds gone on Saginaw's second Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Fisher near side Brown. Fisher back out of the corner. Rim back up. Now at the right point. This is Mignosa stepping towards the middle. Winkelhofer with some room. Throws it over to the boards. Fisher. Now Brown. Pressured by Zhilkin. Puck moved to Fisher. Down low. This is Winkelhofer. Left circle down to the goal line. Mignosa swung it in front. Fitzgerald couldn't settle. Now Fisher up high again. Fitzgerald, goal line. Mignosa looking in front. Miscalculated where Brown would have been. And now a puck out to center is a shorthanded chance for Nick Sema. Alone against the goaltender Miller who makes the save. Rebound is picked up by Zhilkin. He's got a chance. Shorthanded, another save there by Miller. And Sema dumps Fisher into the goaltender. That draws the attention of Fisher and a whole lot more as Callum Croskery's on top of Nick Sema. But the puck stays out of the Sioux Greyhound net.
2 very grade A chances. Sema comes flying out of the zone and followed up by Zhilkin. I mean, this is good stuff. This is good hockey right here.
We'll take 2 here out of that exchange. Nick Sema for Saginaw, Lucas Fisher for the Sioux Greyhounds. Couple of great shorthanded chances. The rebound was so long off the Sema chance that Zhilkin's able to get it from the bench, and there you see he puts Lucas Fisher right into Landon Miller, trying to put that puck home as well.
Yeah, hats off Landon Miller. I mean, we're used to seeing Stepan Churgin in that net, and looks just like him.
Good blocker save there on Dimas Yilkin, and Sema had the idea in mind that he was going to put as much matter into the Sioux goal crease as possible and hope that that puck would go over as well. 17:51 to go in the second period. He's being escorted back down the tunnel. He may have been ejected from this hockey game. He's got a couple of words back to the officials. He makes his way up the tunnel. Joseph Erickson there to deliver a message to Chris Lazary. And there may be the factor of blood from Nick Seaman. That might be why he's been sent back down the tunnel, as Saginaw's athletic therapist, Andrew Plate, has gone down after him. So it might be for some repairs. Again, a penalty for sure coming Seama's way. Not sure where a major would come into play. So maybe we were a little hasty in that assumption. Aerosmith and Fisher are the two Greyhounds in the penalty box. So it looks like some 4-on-4 play until the end of the Carson Harmer slashing penalty. Unless anybody else gets tossed in while we're sorting all this out.
I mean, that's what they teach you. Go hard to the net until the whistle blows. I didn't see anything worth of ejection.
So we'll try to keep an update on what's going on with Nick Seema. Again, the athletic therapist following down the tunnel means it's probably for some repairs, maybe to clean some blood off the jersey and get him back into action. Christopher Brown here at 4-on-4 into the offensive zone. Lays it back into space. Just rejoining the play now is Croskery after he got tied up back in the Sioux end. Final seconds of the Carson Harmer penalty. Greyhounds go to work in the offensive end. Brody Papoy trying to battle this puck back out at center. This is Saginaw's first IBEW Local 557 power play in the game, and Sharon comes together with Harper. Croskery shorthanded. Greyhounds will try to munch as much of this penalty clock as they can. It's fired back in by Evans off the glass. A healthy bounce there. Stepan Shurigan gets back into his goal crease. Levi Harper, 12 assists on the power play this year for Saginaw. That's the team lead. He's back on the bench, though, as a new unit comes out. Klepov, Zhilkin, Barabanov with Carson Harmer and Jacob Cloutier. Well, quick math tells you Chris Lazary's got 5 forwards out there right now. Dimas Zhilkin, near side. Cloutier, right in front. Klepov, the shot fought off by Landon Miller. The rebound picked up now by Zhilkin. Walks in front again. That puck deflected into the glass. Stays in play. Cloutier gets a rough ride on the near wall. And this will be Jeremy Martin to skate it back into the Sioux end, or into the Spirit end, rather. Klepov and Barabanov hold him off. 30 seconds left on the Saginaw power play. Their first of the game. Zhilkin taken into the boards. Gets it between the wickets of Winkelhofer. Greyhounds put it up the wall. Off Zhilkin. Bounces to the middle. Here's a chance shorthanded for McKenzie. Maybe 2-on-1. Offside was Jeremy Martin. And Saginaw with a bit of a break there. Could have been a shorthanded 2-on-1 here for the Sioux. And we've got another penalty upcoming.
Klutch there with a little bit of a slash on the Sioux Greyhound coming in. I mean, when you do have 5 forwards out there, a lot of guys not used to, backing off playing defensive hockey. Just got a little too aggressive there with the slash.
A little whack there from Cloutier. So we've gotten word that out of that last fray, Lucas Fisher did pick up a double minor for roughing. Nick Seema picked up only 1 minor penalty for roughing. And so that's why Blake Aerosmith is in the box serving the extra penalty. And that's why we're at 4-on-4 right now after Jacob Cloutier tacks on the slashing call. So 15 seconds at 4-on-4, and then it's back to a Greyhound power play. They're up 1-0 in this game, about 4 minutes gone in the second period. Josh Glavin over to Hayden Barch. Past Brown and back into the offensive end is Gervais. Looking in front for Papoy. Nice feed. Can't get a clean shot away. He was tied up by Croskery. Gervais now in front. Barch a shorthanded chance. He hit Gervais in behind the net. Out of the box is Aerosmith. We'll see if he stays on. It goes for the bench. He's got to get around Mignosa. Taken wide by Gervais. Aerosmith is on the Greyhound bench right now. Brody Popoy shorthanded. Cannot settle that puck down. But it rolls up on its edge and buys he and Sebastian Gervais a ticket back to the bench. Winkelhofer's pass back is disrupted by Carson Harmer. Miller ventures back in behind the net. Harmer trying to time that. He went right back in behind the goaltender. And Miller stood his ground. Bit of a guessing game there between those two. The goaltender won. Brown back in for the Sioux. A minute left on their power play, third of the game. Here's a chance. Fitzgerald in front, rang it off the goalpost. Dimas Jilkin, a little flip up to himself. Seems to have gotten out of danger. Jilkin taken down, penalty coming. Carson Harmer is in no hurry to turn this onto a Sioux Greyhound stick. Fitzgerald's picked his stick back up in the neutral zone. Shurigan's on the bench on the delayed call. Klepov back for Hayden Barch. That'll be deflected by Martin. And a little bit more between Barch and Fitzgerald. Barch has got to be careful. Saginaw's already picked up a power play, or they will have once the Kluche penalty is expired. So we'll go right back to 4-on-4 for the next little bit here. As Nick Sema is back on the playing surface. He was in the penalty box for a little bit. Back over to the bench he goes too.
Well, good on Jilkin. I mean, that's how you draw penalties. It happened before in reverse. Kluch took it. I mean, when you're flying through the middle with, so much speed, the stick's going to get caught up in you and find yourself on the peeper.
34 seconds until that's the case. We're at 4-on-4 again here. That's been the story of the second period so far. As Callum Croskery moves it to Pangreditz and then back. Soft pass is picked up by Andrew. Laid ahead, McKenzie down the left wing. Outside the dots, then back in behind the Spirit net. Here's McKenzie. Rotating, high in the zone again. Drops back, throws it over. Here's Croskery. Cut off by Saginaw's Levi Harper. Croskery looking for McKenzie there. It's picked up by Popoy instead. McKenzie has been all over the ice tonight here for the Sioux. As he calls for a line change here. Saginaw on the power play now as their man's out of the box. Croskery gets a rough ride from Popoy. Kluche can't keep the puck in front of him. As Croskery and Popoy lock up back behind the play. This is back in for Stepan Shurigan. Penalty killers are out for the Sioux. And it's 5 forwards again on this IBEW Local 557 power play for the Spirit. Klepov, soft touch back in. Harmer looking back for Klepov. That one just rolled up on him, and Kluche and Klepov try to keep it alive. Good stick work there by Christopher Brown. And the Greyhounds get it out to center ice shorthanded. Battled back, though. Jilkin helps out Klepov. He's into the offensive zone. Lots of sticks on him. As the puck is cleared down for Stepan Shurigan. 40 seconds left on the Spirit power play. Pass back up. Jilkin settled down by Barabanov. Over the line now, Kluche throws it backdoor. Harmer in front, looking for the tap in. Barabanov, and a remarkable save is made by Miller. There could have been two opportunities on that. The first one from Barabanov. Klepov was the second man in. 13:07 left in this period, and somehow Landon Miller was able to keep that puck out.
Yeah, great puck movement by Kluche there, finding him on the back door. Harmer right back to Barabanov and tried to go 5-hole.
Miller just gets that paddle down to shut down Barabanov, and it does not end up in a second try. Evans off the D-zone face-off here, 25 on the Spirit power play. James Go, turn back in. Brody Popoy out of the corner. Doubles back against Evans. Throws it around for Ryan Hanrahan. 13th overall pick of the Spirit this past spring. Gervais gets a rough ride from Evans, and so Laus is back up shorthanded. Bobbled the puck at center. He's in shorthanded to the left corner now on this chance. Fitzgerald out of the box. Saginaw 0 for 2 on the power play. James Go leads the charge in and drops for Brody Popoy. Steps in, hangs onto the puck, takes his shot, puts it into the glass. Miller got tied up there with Sebastian Gervais. And this puck around the far wall. Hanrahan on it at center. Zvolenski gives him a little bit of trouble here. Hanrahan's got to get out of danger. Finds his fellow rookie in Levi Harper. The danger's not done. Harper for Hanrahan. Mignosa steals in front of shot. Oh, and a save by Shurigan. And Hanrahan helps out to make sure that puck doesn't go anywhere else. 12:05 to go in the second. A close call. Hanrahan and Harper held on as long as they could, but sometimes you need a little help from your goaltender. That's what they get. 1-0. The Sioux have the lead. Still, we're back to Saginaw in a moment.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. Still a 1-0 lead, thanks to the busiest man in an OHL goal crease, Stepan Shurigan, the league's save leader, and the league's minute leader coming into this game, and he's going to make couple of more saves here. He bails out Ryan Hanrahan and Levi Harper to keep it a 1-0 game. Defensive zone face-off here as Quinn McKenzie doesn't want to let the Spirit off the hook quite yet. They win another face-off back. 6 for 9 on the night now to McKenzie. Geldart up for Nick Sema. Geldart tossed into the boards. Sema looking to go between the dots. Chops after McKenzie. Sema's going to be a marked man here in this hockey game for a couple of the hits and a crash into the goaltender earlier in this period. Lucas Fisher, D-to-D pass to Keegan Gillen, ramped back in by Tobias Walensky. Stepan Shurigan moves it away from the forechecking McKenzie. Sema taken into the boards by Gillen, trying to bump it there to Jensen Geldart. Rolls off his stick and back out to center. McKenzie lays it into a space there for Andrew, closed off by 92. Puck moved back around. Van Gredich up the boards for Christopher Brown. Greyhounds set up on the offensive end and roll a bouncing puck down below the Spirit goal line. Glavin takes a heavy check. Carson Andrew on things in the offensive end again for the Sioux. Back around for Brody McConnell-Barker. Back behind the net. This is Andrew looking to walk out. Up high. Mignosa sliding, gets around Geldart. That shot gunned wide. He gets his rebound off the wall. Mignosa up high. It's going to skip over the stick of Andrew. Rolling puck. We'll see a couple of Spirit players off. Now Marco Mignosa up for Brown again. Knocked off the puck by Glavin. Kicked back by Mignosa. That'll let the rest of the Spirit players get off on a line change. Jones is locked up with Brown at center. Puck onto the stick now of Noah Laus. Now Sharon down the wing. Backhanded shot against the grain. Goes past the glove hand of Shurigan and out the other side. Brown in front of the Sioux bench. Broken play. Jones to Barnes. Up to Kluche. Back in. Closed off by Callum Crossgreen. Van Gradich hit by Harmer. No more puck for the Spirit though. Sharon. Outlet pass goes off Papoy again as he breaks up another Greyhound breakout. Harmer trying to do the same thing. This is Crossgreen though off the far side boards. Got the primary assist on the only goal in this game. Picked up by Noah Laus on a 50-50 puck at center. Off the leg of Zilkin. Colin Fitzgerald tied up there with Jones. Now it's on Barnes to get Saginaw out of danger again. Carson Harmer for Jacob Kluche. Ran out of room. It'll be gloved down out of midair by Callum Crossgreen. From the neutral zone, back below the goal line. Barnes has two white sweaters on him, so he hits the release valve in Kluche. Cannot find Harmer with that pass at center. So it's back in behind Shurigan again. It's Walensky. Back after Jones. Around to Barnes. Kluche, a bump between his own legs. It's a turnover, but almost turned back over by Kaczynski. Healthy bounce off the end wall. And Stepan Shurigan leaves for Blake Barnes. Up to Kluche again. Slip to the middle again. Nearly broken up. And so Barnes again. Kluche. Harmer. Twisted back in. Miller stays in his net. He lets Winkelhofer take care of this one. Moved up now to Spencer Evans here. Past the halfway point of this hockey game. Back in behind Shurigan. And it does go into the books as an icing. 8:48 left here in this second period. Saginaw was outshot 12-4 in the first period. They're making their way back here in the second. It's not quite the volume of chances they'd like, but 4-2 shot advantage. An opportunity to build on it here in an offensive zone face-off. This game turning into a bit of a chess match here. Barabanov to take the face-off. Help back from Zhilkin, and a good save there by Landon Miller. Hangs on. Dima Zhilkin, 2 shots on goal. Both of them marked as high danger here in this game, as he just tries to pick that hip spot right past the glove of Miller. No dice. Barabanov to go against Christopher Brown again. Help back from Zhilkin. Blows a tire. Put into the boards by Croskery. Hauled down. Brown finds Andrew. Cut off by James Go. The puck moved up to Sharon. Croskery and Zhilkin just get untangled behind the play. Meanwhile, Sharon and Harper do battle back in the Spirit end. Bonov, the bump to the middle. Zhilkin trying to feed Klepov. He'll go to the air to chase it down against Lucas Fisher. And he's not an easy man to move. 6'3", 184 on the second rounder to St. Louis, Lucas Fisher. Back up to Levi Harper at the point, swung over. James Go. Just about 12 minutes gone here in the second period. Barabanov now for Go. Takes a shot into traffic, almost off a skate and towards the net. Instead, it's off a skate and up into the netting. 8 on the dot left here in the second period. There was a heavy battle in front of the net for real estate between Klepov and a couple of Greyhounds.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of big bodies out there. I mean, looking up and down their roster, you don't see many, maybe one under six foot.
Fisher, 6'3". Sharon, 6'2". Fitzgerald, 6'3". You can go on. And, of course, it's one of the guys a little bit below that, Quinn McKenzie, listed at 5'9". He's been arguably the most impactful player in the Sioux Greyhounds lineup here in this game. And, of course, not counting the goaltender Landon Miller. Offensive zone faceoff. Gervais over. Harper trying to spin away from Mignosa. They are hugged up in the corner. James Go. Gervais into traffic. Saved by Miller. Scramble there looking for the puck is Gellert. They can't get a shot away. Miller makes a save. And Harper gets steamrolled after by Mignosa. And Sema right around things again. No score here for the Spirit as they're past the midway point of this game. That's the guy to get back into things. If the battle for the front of the net is to be won, Saginaw needs 92 to be in it. That's a big-time hit, as I believe Pangreditz came over to run over Levi Harper.
Another 6'4" guy, 220. Gotta be.
216. You're close. That's a good guess. There's the trained eye right there. 7:45 left in the second period.
Well, that's what Saginaw's got to do. They got to, get shots in from the point and crash, make it uncomfortable for Landon Miller.
Jensen Geldart to the boards after the faceoff. Gervais got some room looking in front. Quinn McKenzie, there he is, to cut off the centering feed that was labeled for Sema. To the left point, Graydon Jones. To his defensive partner, Blake Barnes. Head fake, but he can't get around Jeremy Martin. Barnes back to Jones. Down the wing into the circle. Jones has room. Gets a shot off. Good save by the right pad of Miller. But we didn't see it. Gervais gets it back. Another backhand shot. And right into the Sioux Greyhounds crest. He makes the save and hangs on as Sema and Pangreditz continue to go after it.
That's good stuff. Oh, you love seeing it. I mean, you saw the clip of Tom Wilson. I mean, everyone,
7:17 to go in the second. And again, in a game like this, that is a very undervalued role. That's a save there by Miller. A really good opportunity from Jones. And Gervais at the end of the shift just able to get the tossed backhand in towards the goaltender. Shots almost even in this game now after Saginaw slowly battling their way back. And there you see the jawing between Sema and the Greyhounds again. Igor Barabanov against Noah Laus. Greyhounds will take this face-off. Cross screen. Too high for Zvolensky. So it's down for an icing. That'll move the sticks back the other direction. SOO Greyhounds, a bit of an anomaly in the OHL this season. They are one of just 2 teams with more road victories than home victories.
Whoa.
11 on the road, 10 at home. Any guess at the other team?
Nope.
The London Knights, 12 wins on the road, 9 at home. Surprising considering how many teams have Fitz playing at Canada Life Place.
Like a Dallas Cowboys. Same deal. Great stadium, great atmosphere, but people love to play there too.
Bouncing puck back in the neutral zone. Fitzgerald back up to Zvolensky. I don't know how many Cowboy fans we're going to have in a Spirit versus Greyhounds broadcast, but I'm sure you've upset somebody. This is Croskery back in behind the net of Miller. Deflected puck. Picked back up by Zvolensky. Dropped for Laus. Taken by Nikita Klepov. Lowers the shoulder on Laus. He's into the offensive end. Tries to shrug off Laus. He moves the puck for Barabanov. Dropped off to Dimas Yilkin. Takes a shot into traffic. Fought off by Miller. Barabanov on the rebound. Can't get a shot away. Good defensive work there by Christopher Brown. There was no option. Jordan Sharon. Shoulders down the wing on Barch. Back behind the Spirit net. Uri Rauja is hit by Andrew. Puck taken by Barabanov. Brown tries to keep it alive here for the Sioux. Rauja got to get that puck out the center. Can't do it. Carson Andrew down for Sharon. The battle there is with Barch. Harper comes into the corner for the Spirit. Barch taps it along. Harper in some discomfort here. The penalty upcoming. As McConnell Barker goes after Barch. It's a high sticking penalty to Carson Andrew. Saginaw to the power play. 5:44 left in the second. They trail 1-0. We'll see what the opportunity is when we come back in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. A high stick to Carson Andrew has left Levi Harper in some pain. It sends Saginaw to the power play. And there are 4 minutes up on the board right now. The potential for a double minor, and that seems to be what we've got here. So a massive opportunity and timely too. Dylan Clark alongside Brad Walsh. Walsh, Saginaw playing their best hockey of the game. They have flipped the script after being outshot 12-4 in the first. They outshoot the Sioux 10-2 here in the second period.
Yeah, the blue shirts definitely have the momentum right now, and what a perfect moment. Last 5 minutes of the period, you got 4 minutes with an extra guy.
Carson Harmer, Igor Barabanov, Nikita Klepov, Jacob Klutze, and Dimas Yilkin. Third IBEW Local 557 power play in this game for the Spirit. Just 3 power play goals against the Sioux so far this year in this their 5th game. And that puck going to roll right over the stick of Dimas Yilkin. A little tough luck to start the man advantage. Barabanov to get things started again. Drops off. Nikita Klepov. 6 power play goals to lead the team. He finds Carson Harmer. Barabanov. Now Klutze. Rotates low. Puck deflected by McKenzie. It was settled down here by Klepov. Moved high. Barabanov. Far circles Yilkin. With Harmer battling in front down to the goal line. The puck by Klutze. Up high. Barabanov over Yilkin. One-timer. That one blocked on its way. Winkelhofer stood in that direction. Now Yilkin the shot. Looking for the tip was Harmer. That stayed out. McKenzie takes Klepov into the wall. 45 gone on this double minor to high sticking. Now Yilkin down below the goal line. Klutze. Up the boards, Carson Harmer. High for Barabanov. Shot into traffic. Save Miller. Loose puck. Zilkin can't get free. Can't get around the stage. Scores! An absolute battle for the power play goal. Zilkin gets it done and ties the game.
What a goal. Dima Zilkin just stayed with it. Got hung up on the pad of Landon Miller for quite some time, but he kept pushing. Found a way to put it in the back of the net.
That's patience there by Zilkin, and great work by Miller. He did as best as he could to get that skate back and try to cut off that chance at the goalpost. The puck bounces over Kluche's stick. That could have been it on that skate stop by Miller. Dima Zilkin is able to pull it out of the goaltender's skate. His 17th of the season on the power play. Gets the Spirit on the board. It's a 1-1 game, and Saginaw still has the second half of the double minor to Carson Andrew. Levi Harper, who drew the penalty, has gotten stitched up. He's back out on the ice here with the second power play unit. He and James Go, the two defensemen on this man advantage. Hanrahan for Gervais. They'll get a lot of time here. Harper for James Go, back through looking for Gervais. Pangrenich takes Brody Papoy into the board. Spencer Evans goes high around the glass. Harper, can he keep it alive? The linesmen say yes. Sharon is on top of Gervais. The puck somewhere underneath the two of them. Hanrahan trying to pull it out here for the Spirit. 3 Greyhounds want to keep that pinned along the wall as long as they can. Harper out for James Go. Takes a shot and scores! The power play converts twice, and the Spirit take a 2-1 lead.
The defenseman's dream right there, having that much time and space in the slot. James Go, he's done it before, and he proves he can just pick a corner. 2-1, Saginaw.
He finds that little space just over the pad, just under the glove. Third goal of the season for James Go. And the Spirit convert with multiple power play goals here in the second period. And a very different looking Spirit squad here in the second.
Here we go.
And now we got a scrap right off the draw. It's Carson Harmer and Fitzgerald who comes up with a couple of rights. Harmer, some returns. Right at the blue line, Harmer trying to get a couple of lefts through. He switches up. Fitzgerald with the rights. They continue in the neutral zone. Carson Harmer, 5'10", 195. Colin Fitzgerald, 6'3", 211. And that fight will be broken up by the linesman. And this is the same Carson Harmer that's just 2 games removed from a Gordie Howe hat trick. He picked up the assist on the Dima Zilkin goal. He's back to the locker room after the scrap. If there's a goal in the third period, we'll see. 3:54 here in the second.
You love to see a couple premeditated fights, and I mean, obviously they were talking about not right off the hop, but
that was a quick conversation.
Both willing combatants, and yeah, Harmer, he's been a different guy the second half. I'm a big fan.
3:54 here in period 2. Saginaw just recently taking the lead. Carson Harmer, a 3-game point streak that was snapped against the Windsor Spitfires. Goals in 3 straight against Oshawa, the Sioux, and Sarnia. A couple of assists in those games as well. Gervais, after the Jacob Kluche face-off, when Barnes into traffic, that hits a leg. Kaczynski rolls it up to Noah Laus. Blake Barnes off a Sioux skate. Back up as Gervais back in his zone, and Harper's going to get the only assist on the James Go power play goal that's given Saginaw a 2-1 lead. Inside 3.5 left in this second period. Blake Barnes around the horn of Graydon Jones. Met by the stick of Kaczynski. 19th overall pick in this year's priority selection for the Sioux. 7 points in his rookie campaign here. Out of the skates. Right back onto the stick of Blake Barnes. Double clutch, triple clutch, that outlet pass. Can't find Kluche, so it's just going to be thrown back and gloved down by Lucas Fisher. Jeremy Martin for Quinn McKenzie. Standout player through the first half of this hockey game. Like to get the equalizer here for the visitors. Lucas Fisher back over to Evans. Rifled back in behind Stepan Shurigan as Jeremy Martin looks to slip down the boards on Barnes. This is McKenzie. Taken down by Geldart. And as James Go touches this puck up, there is that impact by 24 in white. He's drawn a tripping penalty out of the rookie Jensen Geldart and sends the SOO Greyhounds back to the power play. And we talked about Saginaw's power play being timely. This one, very similar case.
Absolutely. McKenzie just quick, shifty, great hands. Made a great play there coming out of the corner. And those types of players draw a lot of penalties.
Fourth Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Saginaw Spirit here in this game. And off the tie-up, who's going to come away with it? Knocked back in behind the net of Shurigan. Nick Sema turns, doesn't waste any time. He put it right onto the stick of Sebastian Gervais for a shorthanded chance from bad angle. But the most important part is he gets it into the breadbasket of the goaltender Landon Miller for a stoppage and an offensive zone faceoff. A lot of guys tend to take that shot, miss the net wide. It rims all the way around the glass, and all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt. But the veteran Gervais makes no mistake there. And he has been added for an assist on the James Go goal. 25 seconds left, or 25 seconds gone on this tripping penalty to Jensen Geldart. Minyosa. Back off the boards, Winkelhofer. Now here's Brown inside the left wing dot. McKenzie up to Lucas Fisher. Back down for Brown. Just inside the line, opens up. He's got some room. Brown down low. McKenzie, the bump there. Chance is blocked by Hayden Bartz on a great shot by Winkelhofer. And now shorthanded after it. Guess who? Here's Nick Sema. Bad angle to the net. Took to the wraparound, and that one cut off by Winkelhofer. Now Klepov with some room, waits and shoots, and that gets blocked. Brown takes the check from Nick Sema. He heads back to the Saginaw bench. Now, this is Lucas Fisher again. Pass does not land onto the tape of McKenzie. Christopher Brown can't keep that puck alive, so it's all the way down in Landon Miller's neck of the woods. 34 on the Geldart tripping penalty. Croskery. Back for Kaczynski. Around Klepov. There for Jeremy Martin. Return past Kaczynski. Rims it around. Jordan Sharon is there. 19 goals in the season. Moves to Croskery. Kaczynski. Croskery up high. Takes a shot into traffic. Blocked by Bartz off the hand. Backhanded shot by Sharon is blocked as well. Held alive by Croskery. Cross-ice pass handled by Laus. Closed off by Zilkin. Martin back down low. Sharon. Out of the box comes Jensen Geldart. Sharon takes down Bartz. More collisions. Now here's Zilkin on an opportunity for the Spirit with Geldart. Zilkin cuts back, takes his shot, and the save by Miller is held with 27.9 left in this period. Couple of chances in the dying moments of that Greyhound power play. Zilkin back the other direction. Another strong save by Landon Miller, as he's now seen his 16th shot of this second period.
Good little toe drag release from Zilkin there. Creating a good path to the net. Just going to want that shot back.
Zilkin's 17th goal of the year, the one that got Saginaw on the board. Long shot to the net, knocked down by Miller. Rebound chance goes wide on a broken shot from Jacob Kluche. Barabanov keeps it alive, just tosses it back down towards Miller. Long rebound, Papoy put back in front. Broken play, Kluche sends it just wide. Couple of gifts for Saginaw there. Papoy not done. Back in front, Barabanov can't get a shot away. Final 5 seconds of the period. And that's all that the Spirit will muster but not a bad second as Popoy tosses that one into the glove from Miller. And a chop that was intended for Zvolensky. I think he got Brody McConnell-Barker with it. Saginaw takes the lead back into the dressing room. 2-1 after a 16-2 shot advantage in that second period. A very different hockey game courtesy of those two right there, Levi Harper and Dima Zhilkin. Ryan Hanrahan back in the lineup for the first time since October the 26th. We take a break, and we'll start our second intermission report with a chat with Ryan Hanrahan coming up after this here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
This is Christiana Malakata, and this week on That's What She Said, we're flipping the script. Aaron Patrice of Breaking Bread Village joins us as guest host to spill the tea with me about the story of That's What She Said, all the things I've seen during this journey, and how I stay creative. Tune in.
That's What She Said with Christiana Malakata. Presented by CMU Health. Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday evenings at 6 on WSGW and online at WSGW.com.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Greyhounds, a couple of power play goals, the difference makers right now, the 2-1 lead for the Spirit. And back in the lineup, joining us at ice level again, Ryan Hanrahan, Saginaw's first-round pick in this year's OHL priority selection. Ryan, good to see you again. How good does it feel to be back in the lineup?
Good to see you too, Dylan. It's great to be back. I've been spending a lot of time with the boys and, just seeing them going to the ice every day. I miss it a lot, but yeah, I feel good. Just got to adjust a little bit, and really happy to be here.
It was a long fall for you. We were talking before the game. You go through something pretty similar to what Dima Zhilkin went through last year. Just how important was it to have him and all the guys to lean on, and a bit of a trying time for you?
Yeah, they're super supportive, and they just try to keep my head up, and I talk to them every day. Talk about hockey, and it makes me miss it again, as I said, and. Yeah, I'm super happy to be back, and I'm grateful for all the guys on the team.
And we haven't gotten a chance to talk about it with you since you've been gone, but the U17 World Hockey Challenge, first taste of international hockey for you back in November. Walk me through what was that like for you through the games that you did get to be a part of.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's like everything you've asked for to represent your country, and we had a great group of guys, and we pushed it pretty far. Obviously making it to the finals, but falling short of drinks, but. Yeah, it was can't even put my words to it, honestly. Just representing my country is an awesome feeling.
You got 20 minutes left here in this hockey game. That second period was a lot different from the first. You're up a goal. What's the feeling right now? How'd you guys turn things so quickly, and what are you looking for in the third?
Yeah, energy's up for sure. we got a couple of goals in that period, and we're just going to make sure we come back exact same in the third period.
Ryan, appreciate the time. Good luck in the third.
Thanks, Clark. Appreciate it.
That's Ryan Hanrahan, his team up 2-1 now. A couple of power play goals from James Go and Dima Zilkin. Ryan Hanrahan back into the fold, got some time on that second power play unit as well. We take a break. We bring Brad Walsh back in. Highlights, analysis, second intermission report continues in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Tapple to create your personal price plan today.
It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
Hounds here with 40 minutes behind us. It was a busy first period for Stepan Shurigan. Landon Miller got to take the reins between the pipes as the goaltender of the period in the second. Saginaw put 19 hockey pucks his way. Nick Sema at high velocity. First save on a shorthanded opportunity by Miller. Another save on Dima Zilkin, and Nick Sema tries to get creative, unable to get past Miller. But on a couple of power play opportunities, again, another save by Landon Miller, able to make 17 saves in that second period. Saginaw does have two power play opportunities, and they are able to make the most after a double minor for high sticking on Carson Andrew. They got to be hard in around the blue paint. A broken play that ends up nearly over the goal line. A left toe save there by the goaltender to Landon Miller, but Dima Zilkin is able to pound that puck through. 17th of the season on a power play. And on the tail end of that double minor, they go right back to work. The second unit gets the job done. James Go on a snapshot from the top of the circles. Past the glove, over the pad of Landon Miller. And that would put Saginaw in the driver's seat for now, going into the third period. Tale of two periods for these two teams as we look at our intermission stats brought to you by Raymond. 19 shots to 2 for Saginaw in that second period. 23-14 in the entire game. And 2 for 4 in the man advantage. Back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark, Brad Walsh. Walsh, there's a lot of numbers that we can start with. Let's start with the shot count. 19 shots to 2 for Saginaw in that second period. You wanted to make some adjustments. You wanted to come out with a little bit better effort, a little bit more mojo in the second period. I don't think anybody could have predicted that.
No. I mean, that's exactly what, we all hope for. And, Saginaw fans, they just started shooting the puck and making plays, crashing the net, obviously just getting in the net and making Miller's night a little less friendly went a long way.
There's sometimes not as much willingness to go to the front of the net that we've seen, but I don't know if we've seen a more net front night for Saginaw than we have in this game so far. I'm not sure where it came from, but that's what they needed to do to get back in this game.
Yeah, just crash. I mean, back in my day, I used to have a coach that said, you want to knock the net off its moorings at least 3 times a period. And, agree or disagree. I mean, that might be a little bit excessive. Just focus on putting the puck in the net, but it just goes to show you. I mean, that's where all the goals come from. The ugly ones in front and rebounds, and I mean that's the way they go in.
I lost track how many times the net came off in that period. I think we might be getting close to that old mark there. But again, 2 for 4 on the power play on the Saginaw side of things for an area of the game that hasn't gone great for them to this point in the season. You get 2 big power play goals at massive times. I mean, there have been opportunities that have come their way that have kind of come and gone to this point in the year. A sign of maturity, I think, is capitalizing on the few opportunities that come your way.
Right, especially when they had those 4 minutes. I mean, they didn't waste any time. I mean, we've seen it earlier in the year. You just kind of take it for granted. You think you got all the time in the world. 2 minutes goes by so quick. You got to get you got to get some quality chances early, and they did that both times. And, that's the other thing. Power plays, special teams, and those ugly ones. That's how it goes in the net, and both are working right now.
After dominant first period from the Sioux, we saw a dominant second period from Saginaw, which means that nobody can be counted out in this hockey game. The Greyhounds are right there. Quinn McKenzie's been maybe the most noticeable player on the ice in white.
Yeah, McKenzie there, and obviously they're just a big team. We keep saying it. They're difficult, even strength. They're difficult to, Saginaw can't just cycle the puck and, have their way offensively like they can with a lot of teams. I mean, they're a skilled group, but Sioux, they can clog it up and make it real tough. And obviously they're going to come out and try to get this win.
Opportunity right there. It was a much more Saginaw-heavy second period, but it's still, no matter what, a 1-goal game going into the third period. 2-1, Saginaw's got the lead. They outshoot the Greyhounds 23-14 in the contest so far. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll close out the second intermission report with a look around the OHL. Chinatown scoreboard coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
My Michigan Health is your go-to place for comprehensive brain, stroke, and spine care right here in your community. Our expert neuroscience team provides care close to home with multiple certified stroke centers throughout the region, including the only comprehensive stroke center in Saginaw. With 24/7 medical expertise, the latest diagnostic tools, and advanced treatments, we're ready when you need us most. Learn more at mymichigan.org/neuro.
Hi, this is Graydon Jones, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Look at James go a couple of power play goals after Quinn McKenzie got the scoring started for the Sioux in the first period. We'll take a look around the rest of the Ontario Hockey League. Chinatown scoreboard presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. The Windsor Spitfires, as has been the case here, have found more goals. 4-0 going into the third period against the Erie Otters. Caden Harvey, Wyatt Kennedy, Ethan Garden, and John McLaughlin, the 4-0 lead over the Erie Otters. Brampton, again, they'll be in Saginaw just about this time, a little bit earlier. Well, the game's probably going to be over by this time tomorrow. 5:30 puck drop between the Steelheads and the Spirit. 1-0. Lucas DiMiglio, the only goal in that game down at the Dort Financial Center. 4-2, the Peterborough Petes over the Owen Sound Attack. It was 4-0 at one point. Caden Taylor and Wesley Royston have the 2 goals for Owen Sound. That has made it a hockey game. They outshoot Peterborough 30-22 going into period 3 right now. We'll see if the Owen Sound attack can come back and make things interesting against the Petes at the Bayshore. 4-1, Barrie holds the advantage over the Niagara Ice Dogs at Sadlin Arena. Jaden Newton, Cole Emerton, Joe Salandra, and William Schneid have the 4 Colts goals right now. 2 of those come on the power play. Hayden Reed and Sean Doherty have the 2 goals, as that's just been updated on the Niagara side of things as they get set to go into the middle stages of the second period. World Junior action continuing tomorrow. We'll take a look at the Western Conference standings here in this particular Saturday night. Saginaw right now in 8th place, back on the fringe of the playoff picture, 31 points on this season. They'd like to add 2 more into the bank tonight. The SOO Greyhounds would like to flip back up into the home side of the playoff table. Flint right now in the driver's seat in the OHL's West Division, 56 points. They are in first, and they've got a bit of breathing room. They and the Windsor Spitfires have a bit of breathing room on the SOO Greyhounds, 3rd place in the West Division, again 5th in the Western Conference. 2-1 between these 2 hockey teams. Saginaw over the SOO right now. They take the advantage into period number 3. How long that lasts, well, we'll find out. We'll come back and drop the puck on the 3rd here in a moment on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. My Michigan Health also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Dave Thomas of Bow Hunter Planet, then Brad Dupuis from Angler Quest. In our second hour, Jay Wadersky talks about spearing, then Mike Mitchell, the interim CEO from Michigan United Conservation Clubs. And in hour number 3, more on ice fishing with Mark Martin. Listen Saturdays at noon and Sunday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Now we've got a couple of scrappers in the box between Carson Harmer and Colin Fitzgerald. But we will start the third period at 5-on-3. A special welcome to those of you watching live locally on WNEN TV 5+. Igor Barabanov and Quinn McKenzie, the leading scorers against their opponents tonight for these two teams. Take the opening face-off of the third, and Dima Zhilkin fires it rink wide for Klepov. A spin into the offensive zone, gets a shot away, save made. The rebound can't be potted towards the net by Barabanov. Good start to this third period for the Spirit. Mignosa leads a Greyhound counterattack. Backhanded pass handled by McKenzie. A lot of room, but a stick on that puck sends it back and wide of the Spirit goal. Dima Zhilkin His pass is knocked down by Nikita Klepov. Taken care of, though, by the Sioux' Marco Mignosa. Puck back to him from Lucas Fisher. Tries to shift in on Igor Barabanov. Lost his stick. Hayden Barch, as that stick just dancing around the hips of Mignosa. Big time hit as Evans came through with contact on Kluche that carried through to Mignosa. Callum Croskery high in the offensive zone for the Sioux. Carson Andrew down below the Spirit goal line. Back around. This is Evans up high for the Sioux. Shot intentionally wide. Angled off the boards. Callum Croskery now for Brown. Point shot turned out by the pads of Shurigan. Kluche takes the check. Gets the puck up to Dimas Jokin at center. Goes to the air so the Spirit can complete the line change. Sebastian Gervais in on the forecheck. Can't get the puck away from Croskery. Evans back out. No icing as it was deflected in by Carson Andrew, and Sharon locks up there and stumbles away from Levi Harper. Christopher Brown trying to put it back in front, but Sebastian Gervais was there. And Jacob Kluche's got Sharon on top of him. Gervais still with the puck. Pocket picked by Laus. Up high. Sharon. Center point. Backtracks. Finds Brody McConnell-Barker. Into the circle. Pad saved by Shurigan. The rebound there. Corralled by Brody McConnell-Barker again. Drives out wide on Kluche. Into the corner. Here's the defenseman. Looking in front. Takes a shot. He scores! Brody McConnell-Barker out of the corner. Beats the goaltender Stepan Shurigan to tie the game at 1.
Yeah, what a goal there. McConnell-Barker comes out of the corner and I think surprises Shurigan a little bit. He's not set and finds a small gap, 5-hole to tie this game up.
First goal of the season. The Sioux Greyhounds' third-round pick in 2022. And a ideal start here to period number 3 again. Greyhounds were outshot 19-2 in the second. They kind of put any question marks to bed. This hockey game is very much still alive here, and we're tied at 2 going into the third. Puck angled back in by the Greyhounds on the goaltender Shurigan, who covers up for a defensive zone face-off here. Shurigan's won his last 3 starts. Again, Oshawa, these Sioux Greyhounds, and then the Sarnia Sting. He's had just 1 goal against in 2 of them. His opportunity to make that a third has just gone by with that goal from McConnell-Barker. Face-off will come up to Shurigan's right. Jensen Geldart against Quinn McKenzie. A clean win and a shot by Mignosa right on. Shurigan able to hold on, and Hayden Barch has a couple of extra chops for Jeremy Martin. Hat trick in this building as a member of the Flint Firebirds to help spoil Saginaw's home opener this year. Spent the last 26 games in a Sioux Greyhound uniform, though. 16 points in that span. He's on the flank here with McKenzie. Hayden Barch goes off the glass to clear here for the Spirit. That goes down for an icing call. 17:55 left in this final regulation period. Part of a handful of trades made by Sioux Greyhounds GM Kyle Raftis, that Jeremy Martin deal. Of course, one of the bigger ones to bring Lucas Fisher over from Sarnia on December the 8th. Colin Fitzgerald picked up just after U.S. Thanksgiving for 6 draft picks from the Peterborough Petes. As the Greyhounds eye a late spring here in 2026. Hayden Barch has to close off Jeremy Martin, so the puck can be moved back to his D partner, Josh Glavin. Gervais with some room into the offensive end. Geldart near side. Sema rips a shot. That may have glanced off the goal stick of Miller. Barch takes a heavy hit from Jeremy Martin on the far wall. Nick Sema gets right back after that puck. The rim around is stopped off the skate of Lucas Fisher. Greyhound defender flips a backhander back into Spirit real estate. Josh Glavin back up to Nick Sema. Across the line, cut off by Brown. Following is Jilkin. Gets it there to Barabanov in the corner, then back to the left point. A quick swing over. Jones over to James Go, then Sema. Knocks that puck down, has to pull it off the glass as well. Sharon is there. Callum Croskery's going to let Barabanov into the fray, but just push him into the wall. And the Greyhounds see this back out the center. Christopher Brown as Sharon lights up Graydon Jones. No touch on that puck, no call. Here's Croskery. Back into the corner again. And down below the goal line. Dima Zhilkin tries to lift the stick of Croskery. They go down. Zhilkin has the hand trying to haul Croskery down with him. The puck's underneath 71 somewhere. Jones comes back after it. More bodies down to the ice as that puck has not moved much. Jones gets it out. Zhilkin skates it out. Kicks it out wide to Klepov. Now into the offensive zone. Shifting wide on Evans. Van Gredich. No more puck for Klepov. Gotten back to him by Popoy. Moved up to the right point. Hayden Barnes. Now it's Josh Glavin. Pushed down low off the end boards. Brody Popoy stumbling as he's hit by Sharon. Doing what he can to keep possession of that puck. It's pinned underneath that left skate. Sharon gets it free. Now up for Tobias Valensky. Gotten in between Glavin and Barch. Takes care of that puck. Angles it off the wall. Sharon in the midst of a line change. A little confusion as to who was going to play that puck. Klepov comes on through and it ends up in the Greyhound bench anyway. 15:41 to go in this third period. And so the face-off to come in the neutral zone outside the Greyhound bench. Harmer and Fitzgerald on this face-off as Jacob Kluche and Tobias Valensky get a couple of extra instructions from the linesman Joseph Eriksson. This one pushed back in behind the Greyhound goal. Gotten back out to the neutral zone. Fitzgerald can't get under the stick of Brody Popoy. The goal scorer, Brody McConnell Barker, turns it back into the Saginaw end where James goes. Got to make a quick decision. Heavy check there from Fitzgerald. Kaczynski puts Harper into the wall. Greyhounds try to pull this out of the corner. Carson Harmer, rink-wide pass. It's too far behind Jacob Kluche. Just waves it back in as he knew Fitzgerald was right behind him. Lucas Fisher. Up. Pursued by Harmer. Put back into the skates and the stick of Levi Harper. Graydon Jones. Away from McKenzie. 5 and some change gone in the third. Jensen Geldart back in front for Jones. Trying to drive the net. Forced back into the corner. The defenseman hopping up on the rush. Geldart down to his knees. Hangs on to that puck. Away from Lucas Fisher. Gets the free hand on him. No more puck for Geldart. Picked up by Mignosa. Cross-ice pass. Jones has lost his stick. Mignosa's in. Hits the late man. It's Winkelhofer. The shot. He scores! Jakob Winkelhofer up over the shoulder of Stepan Shurigan. 6th goal of the season to give the Sioux Greyhounds a 3-2 lead.
Well, late man in. Winkelhofer receives a pass and just puts it exactly where the goalie has no chance. I mean, what a perfect shot right over the blocker. Had a lot of chaos in front as well. That doesn't help Stepan Shurigan. But a quick release. Good goal by the Sioux.
Second round pick of the Sioux Greyhounds in this year's import draft. Jakob Winkelhofer, 6th goal of the season. And the visitors are back in front with a couple of unanswered goals of their own as Igor Barabanov goes down the wing, moves it to Zhilkin. The bump out wide. Klepov's got room. Into the circle. A blocker saved by Miller. Barch is on the loose puck. Klepov. 3 blue sweaters up high. Barch keeps it alive. Tap down the wall for Barabanov. Looking for the give and go with Barch. Christopher Brown cuts that off. Throws a cross-ice pass. Harper handcuffed. He got caught in no man's land. This is poked back into the Spirit end. Sharon taps it there. Zhilkin and Klepov, then Barabanov. Trying to team up on the near side boards against Andrew, but Fitzgerald comes out of it for the Sioux. Thrown into traffic. Knocked down by Bartz, and a right pad save made by Shurigan on a puck that had about 20% of the momentum left on it. Barch is locked up with Brody McConnell Barker. Fitzgerald back behind the Spirit net. Shurigan reaches out with the paddle and shuts down a good net drive by the Greyhound center. Van Gredich on a bouncing puck back at the Sioux blue line. Kaczynski up for Fitzgerald. Enters the zone with Valensky. Back up, Van Gredich. A shot into traffic deflected by Fitzgerald. And Shurigan is able to keep the legs together. The Greyhounds very nearly double dip. 13:08 left in this third period. It stays a 1-goal game. 3-2. Greyhounds have the lead. We're back after this in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear, with a team that plays to win.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Dow Event Center, third period, 13:08 left in it. And a 3-2 lead for the SOO Greyhounds off of a heavy shot from Jakob Winkelhofer. Marco Menyosa and Quinn McKenzie each pick up their second assist of the game. And the face-off in the right wing circle. Menyosa to go for it against Harmer. Fisher off the boards. Menyosa, the tap for Jeremy Martin. Back out into the neutral zone. This is Lucas Fisher. Menyosa takes the glancing check from Josh Glavin. Jeremy Martin after it. Hit by Carson Harmer. He goes back and behind the Spirit net again. Martin rotates high. Winkelhofer, point drive. Blocker saved by Shurigan. The rebound came out and tagged McKenzie and Harmer. Back in the corner again. This is Menyosa. Gotten back up to center. Saginaw might have a chance. Kluche 2-on-1 with Papoy. Kluche holds in front. Papoy, and it skipped over his stick. Carson Harmer again from the boards. Kluche stays with it. Backhands it across. Reeled in by Papoy. Goes around the net. Fakes it. Looking for the wraparound. 2 stops there, and it's somewhere behind the net. Still alive. Papoy mining for it. Kluche kicks it up the wall. Up to the left point. This is Jones. A shot into traffic and a blocker save and a puck going wide. Papoy was tied up with Lucas Fisher, and this puck well up into the air. Quinn McKenzie closed off there by Blake Barnes. Brody Papoy reeled in a puck that he had no chance on and turned it into an opportunity. Stretch passes knocked back in by Nick Sema on the shoot-in from Graydon Jones. Harris Pangrenich, a shoulder from Nick Sema. The Greyhounds looking to counterattack here. Carson Andrew off the boards. Can't be handled by Brown. Barnes around the wall. Gervais off the back of Nick Sema. Jensen Geldart can't get through Christopher Brown. Just pushes it in and maybe a fortunate bounce off a linesman. Sema takes a shove. Can't keep the puck alive. Stolen here by Sharon. As James Go tries to play the angle. Sharon gets the shoulder on him and a save by Shurigan. And a violent collision as they all go tumbling into the Spirit netminder. No worse for wear it would seem with 11:19 to go in the third. And Saginaw feeling fortunate there.
Yeah, good little back and forth here. Sioux and Saginaw both having some great chances. Just the clock's ticking for Saginaw. Obviously, you want to sustain some pressure, and it's what Kluche and Harmer's line has done so well. Once they get the puck and have possession, they can be pretty dangerous.
And there is that most recent play as Sharon comes in with a lot of speed, and that is a lot of contact. Up high on Stepan Shurigan. He shakes it off, and I say he's good to go. James Go out of the defensive zone, face-off for the Spirit. Tapped back in by Jensen Geldart. Nick Sema's on his horse. Can't get around Evans. Over to Croskery. Cut off, though, by Gervais. Laid off the wall for Jensen Geldart. Wanted to put it back in front for Sema. Bounces high. Harper's pass back to Gervais, miscommunicated. So this is James Go. As Nick Sema just trying to get out of the SOO Greyhound goal crease. He was tied up there with Croskery. He does get back to the line just in time to do it all over again. Sema, the stick left against Croskery. Jensen Geldart put into the boards by Spencer Evans. Sebastian Gervais hoping to pull that puck free. Sema taken into the wall by Croskery, and Fitzgerald comes away with the puck for the Sioux. Harper kicked at it, gets run over there. Big time hit in front of the Sioux bench by Tobias Walensky. He's still down as James Go comes over to the near wall, and he's wrapped up. And there's a skirmish in between the two benches right now. Sema has had enough of Fitzgerald as he goes into the Saginaw bench. Nick Seema did not appreciate the extra time standing on top of Levi Harper. The overager stands up for the rookie. It's going to cost him to stay in the penalty box, though. 10-17 to go in the third. That might be the only penalty out of that whole exchange. As Lucas Fisher's come over, and he has got an earful for Nick Seema right now. Lucas Fisher having to be pulled back from the Spirit penalty box. He's going to go into the penalty box now. Mac Nichols says enough. That's the replay of the exchange. While we were playing that, Lucas Fisher came into the semicircle to give it to Nick Seema, and he's picked up a minor penalty out of it. Doesn't get much more fortunate than that on the Saginaw side of things.
You love to see it if you're Saginaw. I mean, Seema getting under the skin, which he does best, and obviously you hate to go down and kill a penalty off with a little bit of a roughing there, and obviously said the right things to upset Fisher. Here we go, even hockey.
When you kind of go back through the body of work in this game for Seema, that exchange right there with Fitzgerald, tossing Fisher into the goaltender earlier in the game, the hits back and forth with Sharon, and the role of agitator has gotten Saginaw even at 4-on-4 here. They still need a goal. Tripped up at the line was Mignosa. James Go back up to center ice. Drop back. Go gets it back into the offensive end. The drop pass does not go exactly where he wanted it to. Dima Zilkit still somehow pulled that puck away from Jakob Winkelhofer and kept it alive. James Go shifting down the wing, doubling back. Had the go-ahead goal to make it 2-1. They need one to tie right now. Nikita Klepov gets the crossovers going into the circle. No more puck after a stick check from Evans. It is Nick Seema for a roughing penalty. Lucas Fisher for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. A steal by Zilkin, and he fires it into the glass. A stick by Evans made sure of that. Kept alive by Barabanov off the wall. Jones looking to go back for Barabanov. It was too far behind his stick. Now a chance back the other direction. The defenseman Croskery. A breakaway with Harper back. And a shot stopped by Shurigan. He hangs on to the puck too. .9:12 left in the third period. 4-on-4 action in a third period that has not disappointed. Good work by Harper to come back.
Yeah, a lot can happen 4-on-4 hockey. Saginaw had some chances going the other way, odd man, and you got a guy sneaking out at the red line. Good on Levi Harper to jump on the horse and get back, make it difficult.
Colin Fitzgerald to take this face off against Igor Barabanov. Who's going to get waved out here? Hayden Barch pointing over to the far circle to say, hey, look at Croskery. We'll keep going at 4-on-4. Pengredich, little trouble to keep that puck in the offensive zone. Tagged into the boards by Brody Popoy. Now the puck picked up by Saginaw's Igor Barabanov. One assist in this game on the Dima Zilkin power play marker. Hayden Barch back up. Over the line, cutting to the middle. Poked away. Barch flies back out the center and picks it up. Given to Barabanov. Cuts back, takes a chop from Fitzgerald, then finds Levi Harper. Trying to shift his way, and a backhanded pass. Papoy handles it into the corner, doubles back. Up high, it hops over the stick of Harper. Goes all the way back for Stepan Shurigan. Harper settles it down. Joined by James Go instead of Barch. Harper heads back to the bench. Barnes will hop. This is Barabanov into the offensive zone. 4-on-4 is over. Barabanov to the corner. Fisher and Seema both join the play. Blake Barnes off a skate. Seema's hard after it. Back around, Brody McConnell-Barker. And for Jakob Winkelhofer. Got the go-ahead goal in this game for the Sioux. 8 minutes left in the third period. Jeremy Martin as Andrews hit by Seema. The return pass can't be handled by Martin. Barnes up for Seema. Given to the near side, Brody Popoy. Backhanded pass can't be handled by Seema. It was in his skates. He gets turned around by Evans. This is Laus back in behind the goal. Starts the breakout. Speeds up the center himself. Offside as Jeremy Martin Gets locked up with the skates of Jacob Kluche. A little hesitation there. The number 9 used to be worn by Tate Vader here in the SOO. But it is Martin. He's been an impact player in this hockey game. Face off to come in the neutral zone, 7:36 here in period 3. 2-2 in this 8-game season series. Next meeting February the 4th in this building. And here's a steal. Vignosa trying to get around Bartz. Can't get a shot away as Josh Glavin got over at the last second. McKenzie near side for Lucas Fisher. With bodies in front, the shot right to the net and the glove saved by Stepan Shurigan. Nothing more between Jeremy Martin and Carson Harmer, who's already got a scrap in this game. Another save for Stepan Shurigan. Didn't have quite the traffic to look around that time.
Yeah, and Saginaw got lucky there. Glavin, looked like he fanned on the pass, but that happens when your stick is broken. So it's a tough look.
Sebastian Gervais gets tossed out of this D-zone face-off with Carson Harmer. So he takes it against Quinn McKenzie. Off the face-off, Winkelhofer thought better of that shot. It'll be stolen by Kluche. Bartz joining the rush with him. It's given over to Gervais with some room into the zone. The shot goes high. Harmer follows on. So Gervais on this puck, or at least it looked like he was. Now McKenzie's got it. Quinn McKenzie stops up at the line. The near side shot. Fisher got a lot on it, and it's right into the glove of Shurigan. And Levi Harper locked with Jeremy Martin. Sebastian Gervais comes over to intercept him. There was a lot of velocity on that puck from Lucas Fisher. 6 assists in 7 games in a Greyhound uniform coming into this contest looking for the marker.
It looked like Jacob Cloutier took one in the midsection. He is not feeling good on the Saginaw bench right now.
There you see the aftermath of that lockup. Jacob Cloutier is getting some attention on the Spirit bench. The Russians have been put back together. Barabanov, Zhilkin, and Klepov. As Barabanov takes the faceoff against Sharon. Little help from Stepan Shurigan. Levi Harper can't get it out to Klepov with control. So Brown. Croskery back in. Paddled down by Shurigan. Little cheeky there right over the goal line. Turned over. Brown low and off the stick of Shurigan. So now it's a battle between Zvolensky and Harper. Sharon moves it back up to the left point. Evans, blind spin pass. It'll be deflected by Dima Zhilkin. Heavy on the stick was Croskery, though. That would have been a solid opportunity back the other way for the Spirit. Good read by Croskery. James Go. Back up for Zhilkin. Croskery back in the defensive zone. Barabanov trying to steal from him. They continue to work. Shoveled up the boards. Laus intercepted right on the tape of James Go to the backhand. Heads right to the net. Puts it in front. That can't be handled, but Klepov's on it. Weaving his way down into the corner. Klepov cutting back. Switches spots with Jones. Moves the puck to Gervais. The return pass. Klepov gets blocked. Jones the shot and is saved by Miller. And the loose puck took a while to be located. And a crowd afterwards. James Go. After the whistle here. 5:49 left in the third period. 1-goal hockey game. You don't want to go anywhere, that's for sure. We're back in a moment here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
As a business, a roof over your head is just as important as the products you create. At Versatile Flat Roofing, our membrane roofs have provided safety and security to businesses in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 10 years. Our quality of production in low-sloped flat roofing systems made Versatile Flat Roofing the 2024 Michigan Elite Contractor of the Year. With more than 1,500 roofs installed and 75% of clients coming from repeats and referrals, customer satisfaction is at the heart of the job. For more information on keeping the roof over your head safe and secure, visit VersatileFlatRoofing.com today. That's VersatileFlatRoofing.com.
Hi, this is Nick Sema, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
Three-two lead here for the SOO Greyhounds at the Dow Event Center. 5:49 left in the third period. 2 unanswered goals in this third from Brody McConnell-Barker, minute 49 seconds into it. And Jakob Winkelhofer at 5:33, his 6th of the season. And all of a sudden, the Greyhounds are in the driver's seat. They've got a 12-4 shot advantage here in this third period. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriter. And there is Nick Sema. He's been the agitator in this game. Still looking for the score sheet. He is apt to find it here as he centers Jensen Geldart and Sebastian Gervais. He'll take the face-off against Colin Fitzgerald. Greyhounds win it, but it's stolen. Geldart took it right to the front of the net. Can't tuck it home. Gervais. Loose puck. Sema. Back up. James Go. Now Levi Harper. Back to Go again. Over to the boards. Stops up and heads back to the middle. Throws a shot into traffic and a save by Miller. Rebound Geldart. And that one stopped as well. 3 huge saves for Landon Miller. As the initial chance between Geldart and Gervais, I'm not sure how that puck stayed out of the net. Right off the faceoff, Geldart tries to send it over, and it just can't be found by Gervais. Geldart does get that puck through, and it just kind of surprises Gervais, not in time. Nifty little pass there from Jensen Geldart here in his 14th game of OHL action. Another defensive zone faceoff won by the Greyhounds. This time it was McKenzie, but the board sealed off by James Go. Gloves it down and keeps things alive again. Over to Levi Harper. Puck bounces over his stick. Geldart. Underneath Gervais. Wanted to spin it in front. Lucas Fisher. Stolen there by Sema. Put right back onto the tape of Quinn McKenzie. Backhanded pass over. Winkelhofer. Up for Jeremy Martin. Cross-ice pass is behind Mignosa. Picks it up off the wall and offside. As McKenzie, driving the middle lane, got into the offensive zone ahead of Mignosa. Great speed on both sides here in this third period. A couple of big defensive zone face-off wins there by the Sioux.
Last 5 most exciting minutes of hockey. Saginaw's going to try to hold that blue line, start sending defensemen down, keep the puck in that end.
Blake Barnes lays this one up for Jacob Cloutier. Rejected by Croskery. Cloutier has to wait for Popoy to touch up. Over the line. He gets jammed there by Charon. Brown, stolen by Harmer. He's got Popoy in front. Finds it. The shot. He scores! Brody Popoy ties the game! This line does it again. Carson Harmer from the corner. Popoy the finish. Most important 5 minutes indeed.
Absolutely. Big shot, Brody Popoy. And what a play from Harmer. I mean, he stuck with it. He was hard on the forecheck. Managed to get the puck and find his guy. Drooling for it between the dots. Puts it away. Ties this game up.
Fires it back against the grain on Landon Miller, who's moving from right to left. Puck goes back to his right. 8th goal of his rookie campaign here for Brody Popoy, and they seem to get bigger as time goes on. And this puck back in behind the net of Landon Miller in a brand new game for the moment. Back in the neutral zone. Bartz for Harmer. Can they strike again? Harmer's in, shoots it just wide. Bartz down, Cloutier around. Carson Harmer from the same spot where he got the assist. Around for Cloutier, up high, Bartz into his skates. Cloutier gets a rough ride there from Croskery. Popoy down low, Harmer skates to stick Cloutier, just chopped away at the last second by Jeremy Martin. And Shurigan has to play this puck. Wants to spur the breakout. Carson Harmer into the zone, gets drilled there by Lucas Fisher. Jilkins after Fitzgerald. Valensky intercepted by Jilkin, but Fitzgerald knocked it to the neutral zone. Harmer touched up, so Jilkin can fire it back around. Harper against Winkelhofer. Louse as well. Down low for Dima Jilkin out of the corner. Finding Barabanov. Looked like he was going to go to the front of the net. Instead, he goes to the circle. And this is Klepov here with 3.5 to go. In a tie game, takes a shot, fought off by Miller. Winkelhofer up around the wall. Louse Gotten back out to center. And icing is called here. 3:24 to go in regulation. And the face-off all the way back down to our left. Good work on a number of occasions for the Spirit to keep that puck in on the near side. Seven goals in his last 12 hockey games for Brody Papoy as Chris Lazarus going to take a timeout. An entertaining game indeed. Back and forth as McKenzie got the scoring started with his 14th of the season. It was the only goal in the first period. Dimas Yilkin on the power play. Again, that double minor penalty. So Carson Andrew ended up getting the Spirit back in this game. Yilkin is 17th of the year at 15-15 for the Beerline Trombley Electric Light the Lamp goal. James Go on the other power play marker. Brody McConnell Barker and Jakob Winkelhofer come out here in the third period to give the SOO Greyhounds the lead again and kind of snuff out some of the hope for the Spirit. But Carson Harmer has the assist on the Brody Papoy goal that has gotten things even again here at the Dow Event Center. No shortage of entertainment here on this Saturday night.
I love to see an offensive faceoff, and coach gets the whiteboard out, calls the timeout.
Barabanov wins it back to James Go, then Levi Harper. Down for Klepov. Below the goal line, trying to stretch that one in front. Minyosa takes it away. Harper cannot keep that alive. Barabanov didn't touch it. Klepov finally hears the yelling of Joseph Erickson, the linesman. They peel off. Fisher for Winkelhofer. A little stumble there. Tossed into the offensive zone by Jeremy Martin. Stretch pass. Jilkin from Barabanov. Spins into the offensive end. Sharp angle try. He scores! Oh, the bounce off the boards. Nobody knew where it was but Jilkin. And now it's in the back of the net. Jilkin got a heavy whack there, I believe, from Pandredich. As the long toss back in from Barabanov ends up off the end boards. Heavy off the wall, and just that little tap.
It's his second goal of the night from the post. Squeaking it through there. And what a play. I mean, he collected that stretch pass going backwards and was able to keep his speed, which ultimately got him to the net and was able to put it away. Great goal.
2:51 here in regulation. Everybody scored in pairs here over the last little while. Saginaw jumps back in front on the goal from Dimas Yilkin, his 18th of the season, second of the hockey game. And he set a new career high in goals in the Ontario Hockey League. Greyhounds back up to center. Tons of time left in this third period. Evans back for Croskery. Down low to the goal line. A backhanded shot stopped by Shugan. He doesn't know where the rebound is. Comes back out. The net is still on, and a shot gets blocked by Harmer. Gets taken in heavily to the boards there by Jeremy Martin. Play continues. Here's Louse up high. One-time chance by Evans. Ricochets wide. Carson Harmer with 2 to go here. Puts it back through center. Nick Sema over the line. Goes off his own skate. Gets it back in front. Great save by Miller. On the feed to Sema. The puck's still not covered. It's loose back and behind the net. Croskery sends this one over. Barabanov can't keep it alive. This is McKenzie. 2-on-2. Over the line, Minyosa. He can't get a pass back in front. Tapped up high. Sharon stolen by Sema. Barabanov gets it back to him. Net is empty for the Greyhounds. And Nick Sema puts it home.
Oh, boy. What a hockey game. And showing love for the Sioux Greyhound bench. I mean, that's got to sting for Sioux. I mean, a lot of great opportunities just before then. Puck sitting in the crease, both ends. And then nail in the coffin.
Unbelievably close calls at both ends. That puck was just sitting back in the goal crease. Ahead of the left pad is Stepan Shugan. Here's another look at the empty net goal. There was a puck sitting in the crease not too far behind Landon Miller before he went to the bench for the extra attacker. And for the work that Nick Sema put into this game, it's only fitting that he's able to put the exclamation point on it here. Miller heads to the bench again. Klepov takes down Mignosa. Play continues. Sharon floats it in front. It'll be scooped up by the goaltender, Shurigan. Fitzgerald tapping after it. Barch and Glavin will not continue the altercation any further. 1:12 left in regulation.
You talk about that puck sitting in the crease behind Miller. I mean, the puck was sitting in front of Shurigan's pad for quite some time. I think goalie's just blind to it. A lot of chaos in front, and this game could have went either way.
Well, and in this point of the game, that means there's no bad puck to the net. Just the way it's been bouncing tonight. 6 attackers here for the SOO Greyhounds. Saginaw trying to protect what has just become a 5-3 lead. Nick Sema's 10th of the year. Fisher for Mignosa. 4 bodies in front of Stepan Shurigan. Fisher over. Here's Winkelhofer. Goes to the corner. Brown and Harmer can't find Sema. Fisher's got it near side. Here's Mignosa. Takes a shot. Big save by Shurigan. The rebound comes back up high. Fisher takes another shot. That hit a leg. And Nick Sema sends it down towards the empty net. Just wide on a clear. And so icing with 46.2. That was just a reactive clear. And very nearly into the empty cage.
When it's your night, it's your night. I mean, Nick Sema, he's been that guy tonight, which he is pretty often. A lot of energy.
Timeout called here. And so that'll send the players back to the bench. And, if Nick Sema's a left-handed shot instead of a right, and the English on that puck is going the other direction, that might have been marked for the back of the net. Igor Barabanov. We talked about him at length. 9 points against the SOO Greyhounds on the season coming into this game. Points 10, 11, and 12 here in 5 games against the SOO. He got 3 helpers in this game. The stretch pass that found Dimas Yilkin. And he helped find Nick Sema on that empty net marker. 46.2 here in regulation. Fitzgerald against Gervais. One back by the Spirit overager. Barch can't get it out of the zone. Sema crashes over to the far wall. Back up it comes. Lucas Fisher, left point, takes a shot into traffic. That just tipped wide. Back underneath again. Barch and Fitzgerald, they come together. The Greyhounds keep the puck alive. Good hands there by Mignosa to let it go for Fitzgerald. Big time hit. Here's a chance. Brown between the dots, blocked by the hand of Hayden Barch. And now Sema's going to get on his horse out the center. Fitzgerald ties him up. They both go down, and a penalty coming. Carson Harmer wanted to shovel towards the empty net, and it's a hooking penalty against Nick Sema. Josh Glavin can't believe it. 15.4 to go in the third. As Fitzgerald holding on to the stick. So the Greyhounds get a power play here. 15.4 to go. Blue Birds will rain down. There's not a lot of time, and we've seen stranger things happen, though. Fifth Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for the Spirit. With Nick Sema in the box. Big time face-off win back by Gervais. They're going to steal, and a stick check by Shurigan keeps the puck behind the net. Josh Glavin's without a helmet. As the penalty box door on the left-hand side of the rink is going to swing open, and he'll take Sharon. Josh Glavin's in a considerable amount of pain right now.
Sharon got the elbow up there. Glavin just trying to kill some time, hitting the puck to the boards. Took one up high.
And you do see Sharon come in. And it dislodges the helmet of Josh Glavin. It ends a very short power play for the Greyhounds. Yeah, there you see. Glavin's got the bucket fastened, though. He'll stay out here for the final few seconds of this one. Spirit penalty kill is going to remain a 5 of 5 in this game. Puck poked away there by Miller. It's going to end up in the corner. A back-and-forth game. Each period told a different story. But at the end of 60 minutes, it's a 5-3 win for the Saginaw Spirit. Back in the win column. After a brief night off, the Saginaw Spirit have taken 4 victories out of their last 5 games. For the Sioux, the losing streak turns into 4. Stepan Shurigan, phenomenal in this game for the Spirit, as he had to be so many times. 26 saves on 29 shots for the Sioux. And Igor Barabanov continues to be the man to beat the SOO Greyhounds. 3 assists in the hockey game. Lots to talk about. No 2 periods were the same in this one. Saginaw picks up their 13th win of the season, their 7th on home ice, in a very entertaining game. We'll take a break. Post-game coverage, 3 stars, what to look for next, some highlights as well. A lot to get to. We'll take one more break. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Recognize that sound? That's your heart racing when law enforcement catches you for drunk driving. Truth is, it's happening more and more these days. Cops are cracking down all across America. If you drive drunk, it's more likely than ever you will get caught and you will be arrested. So don't take any chances. If you're drunk, do not get behind the wheel. And maybe you could avoid feeling like this. Drunk driving, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Your WSGW morning team.
A prisoner in Australia claiming that withholding his Vegemite breaches his human right because it stops him from enjoying his culture as an Australian. He is in prison for murder.
Right, yeah.
Life sentence.
Now, believe it or not, in any other country, if you gave a prisoner a Vegemite sandwich,
they'd sue
it
you.
would be cruel and unusual, and you'd
Yes.
get a lawsuit.
What would the response in America be? We would think it would be a lot of people in an uproar, up in arms, saying, frivolous, why is this even in court? In fact, it's going to the Supreme Court in Victoria. It's scheduled for trial next year.
Meantime, he has to suffer without his Vegemite.
I mean, know what you're signing up for before you kill someone.
Well, to their point, you want to continue to eat your Vegemite? You don't go to prison.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
What a deterrent.
Keeps it simple.
The morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Over the SOO Greyhounds, they're 3rd. They take the 3-2 advantage in the season series. And the highlights out of the 3rd period, it was a 2-1 Spirit lead going into the 3rd. The Greyhounds came out with a couple of quick markers. Brody McConnell-Barker just a couple of moments into the 3rd period. Jakob Winkelhofer, the late man on this rush here, his 6th of the season, would give the Greyhounds the 3-2 lead, and things were a little bit tense for a while. Saginaw, after 10 minutes without a goal on either side, the steal from Carson Harmer. The pass was right on the money to Brody Papoy in front. 7th goal in the last 12 hockey games. His 8th goal of the season would tie things up, and just moments after that, on a long shoot in from Igor Barabanov, Dima Zhilkin finds the one hole on that near side goal post against Landon Miller. It'd be the go-ahead goal, the eventual game winner, Nick Sema, on the little feed from Barabanov into the empty cage in the final 90 seconds of the game to make it 5-3. That's your final score here on this Saturday night. Final stats brought to you by Raymond, 15-11, the shots on goal in that final period in favor of the visitors, 34-29 for the Spirit in the game entirely. And the story of the game, the penalty kill gets it done. No power play goals against for the Spirit, 2 for 4. They go on the man advantage, and a thrilling finish as we bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark with Brad Walsh. That was anything but the usual, my friend. A really entertaining 3rd period. We got we got treated tonight.
Yeah, we did. I mean, what a hockey game. Back and forth roller coaster. Good and bad, and everything you come to a game to see, especially with a finish like that. I mean, you look forward to the next time these guys play against each other.
And there are two names that are really becoming synonymous this season in particular with goals and big moments on the Spirit side of things. Dima Zhilkin, Brody Popoy. We saw both of those guys come through with big-time third-period goals again.
Yeah, Dima and Brody, they've been huge. Exceptional. They're gamers and obviously super competitive and, not giving up. Zhilkin, both his goals tonight were ones that, a lot of guys give up halfway, and that's not him. Obviously, it's good to see him put it in the net and become a leader, a big one here.
Back and forth action here in that third period. We'll take a look at the 3 stars of tonight's game, brought to you by Applebee's. And a couple of those guys make their way onto our list as well.
Yeah, Harmer with the big tilt early, playing great. Igor Barabanov, beautiful stretch passes, apples. A lot of apples, 3 apples. And Dima, we talked about him. Honorable mention, Nick Sema. I mean, he wasn't putting up numbers, a lot of PIMs, and just had a huge impact on this game.
You can throw out a couple of honorable stars in this game. Nick Sema for sure. Brody Popoy, a big-time goal to tie things up. On the Sioux side of things, Quinn McKenzie was all over the puck. But our 3 stars of the game is brought to you by Applebee's. Carson Harmer, Igor Barabanov, Dima Zhilkin, 3-2-1 here in a 5-3 win for the Saginaw Spirit. And for the Spirit, our Applied Innovation look ahead. They've got one more on the weekend here at this Dow Event Center. 5:30 puck drop against the Brampton Steelheads. That is tomorrow. Go Gus Go Night and a team poster giveaway presented by the stadium after the game is over. Back home, a Thursday matchup with the Kingston Frontenacs on January the 8th. Another 9-8-9 Connect Night, 7:05 puck drop before they go down to see the Flint Firebirds again. January the 9th, 7 p.m. puck drop. We are on the air 15 minutes prior to puck drop on 100.5 WSGW for all of those games. And, of course, you can catch all of them live on Flow Hockey as well. And special thanks to those who tuned in on WNEM TV 5 Plus here tonight, and for Applied Innovation for sponsoring our live local coverage. Final score from this one, 5-3 Spirit. They improved to 13-17, 3-4 on the year as they look to make their way back up the Western Conference standings. Back in action tomorrow. We hope to see you there. Andy Harrington's been our producer in the station or in the studio tonight. Matthew Lester back at the WSGW studios. Brad Walsh and myself here inside the Dow Event Center. My name's Dylan Clark. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.